Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? freedom. You know I'm through with you. Your hoops are my obsessions, always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention, you never will. Victim, but when I'm lowest, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself,
Nothing is what I say, I feel far away. Let's go! Come on! Nothing is what I think, I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go! After you, I'm afraid of feeling some too soon. Cling to what you're given. Nothing is what I say, I feel far away. Let's go. Nothing is what I think. We'll drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go sing it. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Let's go. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Let's go! Ooh, oh, 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 oh.
Winter away, day and night, 6 hearts, hope I'm okay. You're alright,
Goodbye then if you dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah.
nothing is what I say.
I feel far away, nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink, nothing
Is what I say.
I feel far away, nothing
Is what I think.
Nothing is what I think. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause I will drown in. Oh, 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 oh. Let's go. Oh. Hello, hello, hello. Dude, how we doing? All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. My singer, I was a singer. I was a one-man indie rock band for a good chunk of my existence. I used to tour the country with a laptop and a keyboard and a guitar. It was pretty amazing. Yeah, it was cool. I got to see the whole US. It was pretty nice. Fucking very, very enjoyable way to go. Dude, what an evening. What a day. Oh my God. First off, like, I found the pool. Remember how we were looking at this and I was like, dude, it looks like a hotel pool. Well, I went on a search and I found the pool. It was in Brunei on the island of Borneo down by Malaysia in a trip that Clinton took with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And the redacted woman is Sarah Kellen. Okay. I don't know why they're redacting her. She was not an Epstein victim. She was one of Epstein's chief lieutenants, one of the 4 that got immunity, right? One of the 4 that got immunity in the 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗏 deal. And so we see, as we're going to look at, we see that that the Trump DOJ and Bondi, they're using these redactions to, like, portray victimhood and to create suspicion. And they did it in more ways than one. And in fact, they're getting scandalous with this because what they're doing is they're now going back and actually removing things. And I did see that. Kyle Kulinski did a report on this morning, and he did credit me. Dude, it was my first scoop, actually, guys. That was actually my first, like investigative scoop ever, was to fucking put that together. Now, again, this by no means does it exonerate, Bill Clinton. We can be pretty sure that he was up to no good. Maybe he wasn't, but I'm pretty sure he was probably up to some no good. But what it does do, though, is is it takes away the power of them trying to portray this as like Bill being on the island. They're trying to spin it. They're trying to make Bill, Epstein's best friend, as opposed to, the reality of Trump being Epstein's fucking bestie. They're trying to spin this. But man, dude, they have been fucking pulling some shit, okay? With the files, like since they posted this, okay? They've been removing things, guys, okay? They have been redacting things after the fact. We're going to look at Midas. We're going to look at Brian Krasenstein's video. They have been going back through the files and removing Trump and redacting Trump's name. Dude, Tony Sled, let's go. Ow, kicking us off. Let's go. Dude, somebody said they got a crush on me. All right, it's all good. It's all good. I got a little crush on me too. I'm a legend in my own mind. Dude, let's go. You saw him shout me out. Let's go. Dude, that was a big find, guys. Although I will say that this pool, though, is not public. Okay? It is not. It is not the public pool in the hotel. It is a pool that is attached to this massive, like, emperor suite. Okay? So this was a private area. Now, the fact that they have Billy and all these people in bathing suits in the private area is kind of interesting to me. They certainly, if they were fucking around, they could have gotten racier pictures. But again, this woman is not a victim. Okay, this woman right here is 𝗙𝗪𝗪, one of the 4 lieutenants who should probably be testifying. Okay. Sultan of Brunei's palace? No, it's a hotel there. It's a hotel in Brunei called the Empire Hotel. Okay? And Clinton golfed there. It's in Brunei. There it is. Okay? This is the hotel. And it's this crazy, like, palace hotel in Brunei. And they have this thing called the Emperor Suite. Okay? They have this thing called the Emperor Suite that is this massive, like, ginormous suite. Look at this. It's a crazy, this suite is, like, massive. It's got, like, the grand piano. There's a picture of Epstein playing that piano, right? Crazy fucking emperor bedrooms. And here's the private pool, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, it was kind of hard to find because first I was like, right, and there's the jacuzzi that Bill's in. The photographer was shooting at this cabinet, right? There's the cabinet and the piece that are in the photos. Right? Like if you look at the thing, the cabinet and the fucking tailpiece, the bottom of the column pieces. So it was kind of hard to find. Like I thought they were in Morocco. I thought it was attached to the trip to that king's wedding. And so what I did was I searched like hotels in Africa, hotel pools all over Africa and Morocco, and I couldn't find this thing. And then I found out that in 2002, that same time, he did a trip to Brunei, right? Or Brunei, I don't know how you pronounce it, right? And then that's where I then was able to find this. You know what I mean? And so, who knows? I mean, we don't know like what is going on with this, and we don't know how guilty Clinton was, but I do want to reiterate that this person here that they redacted is not a victim. Okay, this is 𝗙𝗪𝗪, okay, The person that was on that trip is Sarah Kellen, who is one of Epstein's chief lieutenants. Okay, here she was as a brunette. She's actually a blonde, but she briefly went brunette. That was her and Ghislaine Maxwell. I made a video about her. Okay, this is actually her. She was one of his chief lieutenants, right? She was along on that trip. It is highly likely that that is her. Okay, it is like, I am 90% certain that that's her. And they did a fairly good fucking job of blocking her out. But she was the person that went along on that trip. And in fact, I don't understand why she's not being forced to testify. Okay, here she is. Here's her with a couple of girls, Sarah Kellen, right? You know, right? I mean, these lieutenants, I feel like they should have to testify in order to keep their immunity. They were all given lifetime immunity in that deal. But anyway, you ready? Let's look at what else is going on. Because, like I said, what we have discovered now is that Trump's DOJ, since they put these files out, they have been retroactively going back in and changing them. They've been redacting Trump's name from documents. They've been removing photographic images that show Trump. We are in the middle of a large-scale cover-up right now at the highest levels of the U.S. government. Kim Ann, let's go. You're putting the work in. Oh, I'm trying. Dude, I am trying, okay? I am trying. Thank you, Kim Ann. So look at what the Krasensteins did, okay? So here's what we got, all right, is look at this, okay? This is important, guys. It says, breaking, below, you will see me opening up the photo of Donald Trump that I downloaded at 4 p.m. last night from the DOJ website in the Epstein files. The file EFTA, a bunch of zeros, 468 PDF was removed sometimes last night from the DOJ's Epstein dump. You can look for yourself. This is absolute proof that Trump's DOJ is actively scrubbing files related to Trump, okay? And here he is, clicking on the photo, 6'8", and it shows Trump in that drawer, right? But in fact, I downloaded all the files last night, and this thing is missing now. It is not in there anymore, okay? It is not in there. We just looked at shit on the website. Last night, I went in and downloaded all of the data sets, and it's gone. That file is gone, okay? And here he does a little reporting on it. All right, let's watch this.
The Epstein cover-up is real, and the Trump...
Dude, prepare yourself. If you've not heard the Krasenstein's voice, I didn't warn you. Trigger warning. Prepare yourself, dude. He's got some pipes, okay? He does. Oh, shit. All right, here we go.
The Epstein cover-up is real, and the Trump DOJ just got caught red-handed. As you can see here, last night they released file number 468. But this morning, that file is no longer available. So what was in that file? Zoom in.
Yeah, it's
Donald
Trump.
It's
He missed multiple
one, so
Trumps.
They went back and covered it up. The Epstein cover...
You see that? It's two Trumps. It's the Trump and Melania picture. This picture right here with Trump and Melania is a pretty standard photo. It's Trump, Melania, Epstein, and it's this one. It's this photo right here. That's the photo, right? It's Trump and Melania. There's a series of photos from that thing. It might not be that exact photo. It may be, yeah, it's one of those, right? One of those group shots you could, right? With him and Epstein and Ghislaine. It's one of those. And then this one is Trump with a bunch of like blondies, you know, I don't know, pageant girls, swimsuit models or something. But yeah, so this is crazy. They are actively like pulling this stuff out. They are actively going back after they release this and retroactively removing it. Okay, Trump's DOJ appears to be quietly removing Epstein files that reference Trump after those files were already publicly released. At 4 p.m., he downloaded the full photo library, and it included file 468, which is that drawer of pictures. Okay, as of this morning, that same file no longer appears. They removed it. Okay, this means that the DOJ deleted the only known photograph of Trump that appeared in this batch of files. Now, this is really problematic because we know that they've likely done this just across the board, that everything they're going to be releasing is going to have him not in it, which means that any missing number in sequence is going to have to be accounted for. I mean, guys, this is like the 15 minutes of the Nixon tapes right here that we're looking at, because now we can go back and look at every set of non-consecutive numbers and we can pretty much assume that they have picked out and pulled the Trump photos. Right? How many? And yeah, the obvious question is, how many others have they removed? Now, it does not stop here. Okay? This was the first instance of this being noticed, which happened this morning. Krassenstein was on this. Everybody started verifying. I downloaded the files and verified, yeah, that file is missing. It felt like by the time I downloaded them, there were even more missing. Okay, but then MeidasTouch scooped another thing because they found redactions. Okay, MeidasTouch found this. Look at what MeidasTouch uncovered. They uncovered here, okay? And this is a huge problem too. It said the DOJ appears to have redacted Donald Trump's name from allegations made in this exhibit in the Epstein files. Trump's name was in the original release. Now it's blacked out. Okay, so here was the original release, okay? She said, several girls at any one time, she confided in me about her casual friendship with Donald. Mr. Trump definitely seemed to have a thing for her. And she told me how she kept going on about how he liked her pert nipples. Donald Trump liked flicking and sucking her nipples until they were raw. One evening when we were showering together, she showed me her nipples. They looked incredibly painful. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? Talking about Donald Trump. But look at what they did later that day. They replaced it. You see Trump, Donald, Mr. Trump. All of a sudden, they replaced it. They replaced all the mentions of Trump. Every mention of Trump has been scrubbed and removed. That, after the fact, they released this, then they went back. Right? Isn't that nuts? That is insane. Okay? That is insane. That, because now we don't know. At this point, anything that is redacted is potentially him. Okay? That is wild, guys. And they did it down here too. Right? Look at what they did down here. They went back and they covered up Sergey Brin and Ann Wojcicki, right? You see that? They did the same thing down here. So they're just covering everybody that is like, you know what I'm saying? They're redacting everyone that has nothing to do with victimization. They're just covering everybody. They're protecting all of the wealthy sort of industrialists in America. You know, they're reckless. And this is starting a deluge of proceedings, because now there's a problem here, guys. Okay, there's a big problem, because let's look at Thomas Massey's original post yesterday that outlined some of the things about this law. Because, guys, remember, this isn't just a request for documents. They passed a law, okay, that frames the manner and mechanism with which these files need to be released. So, if you don't release them in the correct way, you are actually breaking a federal law. All right? You are breaking a federal law. This is something that will outlive the Congress. It's not going away. After the Republicans no longer have the presidency, that law, any breaking of that law will still exist. And look at the language of this. Okay? The language says that B, they must make publicly available in a searchable and downloadable format all unclassified records, documents, communications, and investigative materials in the possession of the DOJ, including the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office, that relate to Epstein, Maxwell, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And it says down here that internal DOJ communications, including emails, memos, meeting notes concerning decisions to charge, not charge, investigate, or decline to investigate Epstein and his associates. So we need to get all of their communications about why they're doing this stuff too, right? And it goes beyond that, right? And where is it? Okay. So right? So they're not allowed to have anything hidden. But keep going. Hold on. Watch this. Where's the other one? Is this one too? You ready? It says here, prohibited grounds for withholding. Okay, no record shall be withheld, delayed, or redacted on the basis of embarrassment, reputational harm, or political sensitivity, including to any government official, public figure, or foreign dignitary. Okay, so they can only be redacting. Okay, they can only be redacting stuff that is actual victims. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It can only be actual victims where it would constitute an unwarranted invasion of privacy. So that, guys, is even meaning victims that haven't gone public. Okay, because you remember, you have a bunch of people that have gone public that are essentially public figures, and they are now like out in the ether, if you will. Okay, and Fox News found that they were sort of redacting anyone that was politically exposed and or government officials. Okay, that's a problem. Now, there's more though, okay? Because I believe there's a thing here about context, okay? There's a thing about context. Let me see if I can find it. So right here, this part is important, right? So it says, after the publication, DOJ must report to Congress all categories of information released and withheld, a summary of any redactions made, and a list of all government officials and politically exposed individuals named or referenced in the published materials. So, which means they have to provide context about the redactions, okay? They must provide context. They can't simply redact things with no in silence, okay? They need to provide some level of explanation of why they redacted shit. Now, they have 15 days to do this. So ostensibly this could be coming. But this is like, is a huge deal. Okay. They are, I mean, let's just recap thus far what the Pam Bondi and the DOJ have done. One is they missed the deadline. Okay. What they released on Friday was less than 1% of the documents. Less than 1%. It was like 0.83% of the total number of documents. So one, they didn't fulfill their legal obligation to release it all. That's part one. Number two, they didn't adhere to the redaction guidelines, which was explaining, or to the redaction guidelines, which was only having victims be redacted. Okay, they went far beyond that. They did political figures. They have now retroactively gone and redacted Trump. They're redacting Sergey Brin from YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. And then the other thing they haven't done is they haven't provided any context or a list of like all the political people involved, et cetera, et cetera. So they are operating way outside the law. And beyond that, though, guys, they're just being sneaky, okay? And they're just being like ridiculously overboard, like what they did with Michael Jackson, for example. This is wild, okay? Look at what they did with Michael Jackson, guys. All right. So here's what they did with Michael Jackson. Okay? They released a photo. Redact Central. Let's go, Tony. Oh! So they released this photo with Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, and Bill Clinton. They released it with those other photos of the wedding. You know what I'm saying? Of him at the King Mohammed's wedding in Morocco and the trip to Brunei, right? So this ostensibly looks like Clinton and Michael Jackson and a number of victims are hanging out. Whatever. These are supposedly victims, right? They're redacting only the victims. I mean, look at this, right? Per the Epstein files, DOJ was specifically instructed only to redact the faces of victims, right? Here's a picture of Bill Clinton. But like, first off, the thing about this is this photo is a publicly available photo. All right? This photo is from the Getty Images, right? It was a Democratic fundraiser, and that's their kids, okay? That is their kids. But right now, granted, they are minors, okay? But this is a public figure and his family and a publicly available photo. This is one of those instances where blocking these people out makes it seem like there are minor victims there, and it's totally slanting the delivery when that is a photo from Getty Images with Michael and Diana's own children. Okay, it's Bill Clinton taking a photo with the family, and they're like, oh, Clinton, MJ, child victims, yada, yada, yada. Dude, isn't that wild? I mean, they are way out. You know what I'm saying? They're like way off the hilt. Okay? Which is why somebody said they're drafting articles of impeachment. Okay? AOC made a comment on this. She came out and spoke about this. Let's see where it is right here. Right here. So there's a 119-page grand jury document entirely redacted. Okay, we saw that 55-page thing completely redacted. All right. AOC said, now the cover-up is out in the open. This is far from over. Everyone involved will have to answer for this. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, the whole admin protecting a bunch of rapists and pedophiles because they have money, power, and connections. Bondi should resign. Okay, and she's right. Dude, she's right. Absolutely right. Bondi should be resigning over this. Because this is now, it's beyond them just taking some files and like screwing up the release of files. They're actively breaking a federal law. Okay, they are actively breaking federal law, flaunting it right in front of us. Okay, and it started, right? It started with them missing the deadline. Okay, and so now they have articles of impeachment. Jesus, right? So there they are. Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie have filed articles of impeachment on Pam Bondi, right? And yeah, remember, guys, too, from the get-go, it was a hoax, right? These files don't even exist, guys. I mean, dude, I believe there's going to be, dude, this is funny. I believe there's going to be a political price to pay here, okay? Let me see if we have some video of this. Okay, here it is. Yeah, here. All right, here we go.
Attorney General Pam Bondi. Some Democrats are saying she should resign, including Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Are you considering impeachment for the Attorney General if you don't feel that the Justice Department complies with your law?
Thomas Massie and I talked about it. He's working, as am I, on drafting articles of impeachment and inherent contempt. We haven't decided whether to move it forward yet, but we're in the process of doing it. And look, the problem that the Attorney General has, if you just look at the comments to our social media feed, is the amount of MAGA influencers who are upset with her. And the issue for her is not, are there going to be 212 Democrats who would support it? The issue for her is how many Republicans and MAGA supporters would support it. So my hope, because my hope has never been about Pam Bondi getting justice or Todd Blanche getting justice. My hope is she looks at this. She looks at the outrage that MAGA has. She looks at the disappointment that the survivors have. And she makes a decision over the next 2 weeks to actually start releasing these documents, because she may lose more Republicans in the House than she anticipates.
So y'all are drafting articles of impeachment. I mean, how will you decide if you're going to file that?
Well, one is a pragmatic decision in terms of impeachment is a political decision. And is there the support in the House of Representatives?
I mean, that's what they're going to do. They're going to draft them. And if they find the support, they're gonna push it through. All right, that's what they're gonna do. I mean, that's how it works with impeachment. That's why when we were discussing this the other night, where somebody was like, "Oh, a bunch of Democrats voted against impeachment," it's like if you don't have the numbers, you don't do it, right? You only bring it up when you have the numbers. Otherwise, you don't even bring it up.
Massie and I aren't going to just do something for the show of it. But my sense is, just looking at the initial reactions from people in MAGA, from survivors, is that this release is going to cause as much grief for Pam Bondi as the earlier releases. Susan Wiles said she whiffed. This isn't building more trust. And I was early in the morning, I was giving positive quotes when Blanche was on television, because he said, I'm going to release a few 100,000 documents. Someone said, well, Ro, they had to release all the documents. I said, as long as they comply with the spirit of the law, I'm fine. But this was in no way complying with the spirit of the law. Massie and I wanted to cheer for actually having released things that helped the survivors, and we were just devastated.
Dude, yeah. I mean, it's just a huge can of worms, guys. Okay, because remember too, okay, remember everybody in MAGA hates this woman. Okay, they hate her. And not because she's fucking around with the articles of impeachment. They hate her because they are mad that she's not arresting Adam Schiff and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and fucking, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they think she's supposed to be running around arresting J.B. Pritzker and Gavin Newsom, right? They want her to be arresting every Democrat they dislike and throwing them in prison. But unfortunately, you can't do any of that without evidence. So they, like MAGA, are sort of preemptively don't like her at all. Okay, they're totally like let down by her lack of arresting everybody, right? Dude, she's terrible. She's just a stone cold liar, right? Ah. Dude, let's go. Dude, George Ramos tore fucking Marco Rubio a new asshole. Good. Good. Dude, the wasted toner hurts your soul. Ah, dude. That's funny. Yeah, man. And yes, I mean, the DOJ is supposed to be apolitical. That's exactly the problem we have, is all of this is like covering Donald Trump. The Department of Justice is supposed to have nothing to do with the administration. Their job is to investigate everybody who's doing wrong. But this is not going away. All right? This is not going away. And what's more, though, guys, no matter what happens with the articles of impeachment and with Pam Bondi, this is going to come with a hefty political price. Okay? It is. Because here we are, you know, if these documents, if these Epstein files are just about the Democrats, if they are about Bill Clinton, if they are just this Democrat hoax, as Trump says, why is his DOJ actively covering him up? Okay, every mention of him. Like that just reeks of, like, you know, large scale cover up. We know that there's much more. I mean, we all know, but now we know. Now, I keep thinking of that Schuster tweet where he said the Republicans have heard that the shit in there on Trump is like really bad. And that's why they all joined in for the release of the files, because they realize this shit is coming out. And no matter what they do, it's just going to keep building momentum. Okay. Like Trump is going to do everything he can to stop it, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop it. And I think that everything, all his scrambling and his efforts to lie and obfuscate this is going to all blow up in his face. And it's going to be a huge political price, I think, for all of these guys, right? It is. I think it's going to be big, man. Okay? It's going to be big. Too many redactions, cheating with the redactions, like everything about this just reeks, man. Right? All right. There we go, dude. Boom bap, boss. Oh, dude. It's I don't think you're going to be able to stop it at this point, guys. I feel like it does feel like a little bit of that Nixon sort of thing where there's too much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the way cover-ups go is it's like a boat leak. You know what I'm saying? If you just have one hole in the hull, you get a hand over it, you get a cloth in there or whatever, you're bailing water out with a pan, you're good. You're going to be fine. You get 5 holes, you're good. But you get 50 holes and you just can't do it. It's just a matter of time, right? You got 50 holes and you're going to be running back and forth playing the game of reacting. You're reacting. And you just get to a point of where eventually you're going to get a step behind. And that's where we're at now, guys. Okay? That is where we're at now. We are at the stage where he's got way too many holes, man. Dude, Clinton did not resign. Okay? Clinton was impeached, but they did not vote to convict. And so he finished out his term. Okay? But yeah, he did not resign. He finished his term. He was impeached. Yeah, exactly. 2 years. 2 years. It's crazy, though. This has been going on for 30 years, guys. 30 years they've been on this, boss. Isn't that nuts? Hold on. $30 years, bro. Dude, Pine Box, stop. Let's go, Kids Cat. Oh. You really wish Trump could be stripped of his riches and live as a poor man with no cover or political power? I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? That would be amazing. I'll be honest though, guys. I don't think Trump has many years left. And let me just tell you too, like the shame and the embarrassment and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like what would be even better would be watching somebody get into the presidency and then dismantle everything he did and just clown him in public. It would hit him a lot harder than having no money, right? We need somebody to get in there and just dismantle everything he did while absolutely body slamming him publicly, right? Like somebody, you know, like a Gavin Newsom type, somebody who's young and feisty and good looking and who doesn't shit his diaper, to just go in there and just fucking decimate everything, dude. Right? Oh, shit. Just fucking pummel. Fucking, ugh. Ugh. All right, moving on. Guys, you ready for some crazy shit? Can I just tell you, like, bro, we have not covered any of this yet, but we're going to take a look at, you know, AmFest, okay? There's been the big right-wing AmFest. Remember, last year at AmFest was Cenk Uygur sitting down with Charlie Kirk, throwing the Democrats and the trans people under the bus and just being a shitter. Basically, it started him and 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗏's like right-wing media tour of talking about how bad the Democrats were. Remember, we all gave him shit for like, dude, what a scumbag. You want to go have a beer with Charlie Kirk? You didn't even challenge him, right? Well, here we are a year later at AmFest, and Charlie Kirk is dead, okay, having been gunned down. And so now they're having the big party without him. And they're having the big party with Erika, okay? With Erika Kirk in charge. And dude, this, can I just tell you that this is like a ghoul festival? Like, oh my God, bro. First off, we got to look at Erika's new look, okay? This is how she's grieving now, guys. Look at that. Look at her grief outfit. Like, first off, dude, her hairstylist absolutely hates her. Let me just say, we're going to start there. Like, my God, her hairstylist just hates her. But look at the outfit, guys. What the fuck is this? You know, sequins. You know what this is, though? You know what it is? I recognized this the minute I saw this. I was like, oh my God, I recognize that. You know what that is, guys? It's fucking Leap of Faith. Remember that movie with Steve Martin where he was like the faith healer that went around hustling people? Dude, she's totally doing the Leap of Faith, bro. I'm like, oh my God, I know I've seen this. That is so crazy. Dude, like, what are we doing? Hold on, let's watch her entrance, okay? This is crazy, dude. This is nuts. Watch her fucking entrance here, okay? Dude. Oh. All right. Dude, they are like totally fucking, yeah, here it is. Dude, look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit, boss. With the fucking pyrotechnics. Again, her little glitter outfit. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? WWE. This is like their Christian faith with a bunch of steady cam operators. Look at that, bro. What are we doing? Witchcraft is interesting. That's an interesting way of putting it. Dude, isn't that nuts? That is their new, like, it is super mega church. Super mega church. Dude, it's like Temu WWE is what it is. Temu WWE. And yes, guys, if it couldn't get more ghoulish, they made a replica of the tent. Okay? They have made a replica of Charlie Kirk's tent. Look at this, guys. They made the tent where Charlie Kirk died, and you can go there and take a photograph under the tent. I mean, talk about garish. Talk about ghoulish. Talk about like weird elevation of, you know, like they have the thing where supposedly he was standing. You go and stand there and take a photograph under the tent where Charlie died. Like, bro, what are we even doing? And they're taking photographs, right? They're taking photographs, okay? And they have fucking, and they have merch over here, right? You go in under the tent, you take a photograph, you get your picture taken, you mug for, oh, I went to where Charlie died. And then afterwards you go out and you go buy some Charlie merch. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm surprised they don't have like a corpse or something that on the ground that you can like lay down with and you know what I mean? I mean, this is like way over the top, bro. It is so over the top, okay, that they're doing this. And let me see the news report. Hold on, I saw this. There was a news reporter that talked about this. Dude, what's that ammonia smell? Formaldehyde up! Let's go, Tony! Dude, this is insane, bro. Here she is. Watch this, okay? This is crazy. They recreated the TPUSA tent, the one where Charlie got killed. People are taking selfies at it. And here is a news reporter from MS Now, formerly MSNBC, doing a report on this thing, okay?
And you can see from behind me, this is a recreation of the tent where Charlie Kirk lost his life at Utah University in September, and people are taking selfies with it. You can see from behind me.
They have a ring light there. Look at that. She's giving the Donald Trump's thumbs up in front of the ring light, taking selfies at the Charlie Kirk tent. Bro. Dude, what are we doing? How? I mean, somebody, for the love of fucking God, explain to me how this is some type of religious revival. Who are the fucking people who are claiming to be religious Christians who are fucking doing this shit? What are we even doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are we even doing, guys? There's no way, man. There is just no way. Now, I mean, it's a grift, okay? It is a grift. We know it's a grift. We know this is a scam. We know it's a con. We know they are just cashing in, okay? They're trying to convert evangelicals. They want to do their whole Zionist, bring about the rapture, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of money in here. These people who've converted to Catholicism like J.D. Vance and the technocrats. But watch what Erika Kirk did, okay? Because Erika Kirk, in the middle of all of this chaos, all of this grifting, she decided to get honest for 1 second. Accidentally, as Erika Kirk just literally, guys, she committed the gaffe of all gaffes. Like the moment that we will remember Erika Kirk forever 4 happened today at AmFest. Are you ready? Dude, I was like, inject this into my veins, okay? Erika Kirk is honoring a graduate, an honor student, okay? Watch what she says here, okay? This is amazing, guys. You ready? Even if she had nothing to do with his death, it's obvious. Erika, don't give a rip. Yes, clown. You're not wrong. Dude, watch this. You ready? This is the greatest piece of entertainment like I've ever seen, boss. You ready? Here we go. Hold on, here we go. That's as big as we get it. Oops, sorry. What am I doing? I'm losing my shit. There it is. All right, here we go. Unfucking believable. Erika Kirk, nail technician. Yes. All right, you ready? Here we go, guys.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit. It has been a long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey.
Dude!
So good.
Dude! The same gift! Grit! Dude! Isn't that amazing?
Devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit. It has been a long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Yeah, you're not a grifter, honey. I am a grifter. Trust me, I know what a grifter is. Grift, gift, grit. Dude, isn't that incredible? Dude, one more time. Dude, like I said, I'm like, dude, inject this into my veins, bro. This is gonna be a video. Oh my God, dude. Unfucking unreal.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit. It has been a long day.
Dude.
Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Dude. Oh my God. Dude, the same grift. Is that not the Freudian slip of all Freudian slips? Oh my God, dude. Unfucking believable, bro. Dude, that is amazing. That is amazing. And yes, I mean, we gotta say, dude, we must say, Erika, yes, indeed, Erika, you nailed it. Dude, perfect. Kiss my grifts, honey. Let's go, proud liberal. Oh, dude, let's go. Dude, should we do we want a dance party goal? Let's do a dance party goal, shall we? Let's fucking secure the party. Oh my God, dude. That shit is crazy. Unfucking believable. Oh, I saw that. That just cracked me up. There it is. There it is, guys. Let's go. We be dancing. We're going to be dancing on the pine box, bro. Yeah, man. Dude, the AmFest. Now, dude, this shit is getting pretty crazy here with the AmFest. Okay? Dude, there's like, bring back Pepsi AM. What are they doing here, bro? Shit is crazy. We got the requisite fucking grinder crash going on. All right. It is a fucking disaster, dude. Just a disaster. Unbelievable. Dude. Unfucking believable. Dude. They have Jesus is Jewish at AmFest. Oh, man, bro. This is crazy, dude. Right? This is like, dude, there are some people at AmFest that are not happy about this, man. But this is the future of 𝗙PUSA, guys. Okay, the 𝗙PUSA is now Benjamin Netanyahu's fucking fan club. Okay? Dude, oh my God, bro. But this, like the Vivek, can I just tell you the Vivek, like look at what Vivek did, bro. This was a little alarming, okay? Because you know that Vivek, right? We are in the upside down, Magnolia girl. You are not wrong. So Vivek is having a little racism problem, okay? Vivek is having a little Hinduism problem. He's running for office, right? He's running for governor in Ohio, and he is starting to encounter the MAGA situation where they don't like him because he's brown, right? And they don't like him because he's Hindu, okay? So he like can't fucking get his shit together, and he can't really win over his MAGA base. And especially, you know, in Ohio, there are some deep fucking scoundrelly sort of white supremacist Christians there. But look at what he says here, okay? Because he decides, you know, he's going to try to throw trans people under the bus as his way to sort of elevate himself, okay? That's his thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to try to defeat the racism by throwing trans people. But look at what he says. He is like now straight up lying, okay? Just straight up lies, guys. Watch this.
It makes you believe that somehow I am less of an American than the transgender criminal who assassinated Charlie Kirk. We refuse to accept that. What does it mean to be a conservative?
Dude, you see that?
It makes you believe that somehow I am less of an American than the transgender criminal who assassinated Charlie Kirk.
The transgender criminal who assassinated Charlie Kirk? Oh, that's a new one. Like now Tyler Robinson is a transgender criminal? Like what the fuck are these guys talking about? It's just straight up lying, right? He's just straight up, right? One step closer to Oprah. Let's go, Nameless. Dude, he is just straight up. He's like, yeah, you know, we're gonna go ahead and throw the trans people under the bus. But like, dude, Tyler Robinson is not trans, not even remotely trans. We don't even know that Lance, Tyler's roommate, is trans. There's been no documentation of that either, except, you know, Lance wearing a fucking, you know, like a cosplay outfit once, right? Or doing a filter. So, I mean, this whole thing is just nonsensical to begin with. You know what I mean? But we certainly know 100% that Tyler Robinson is not trans. Like 100%, right? Dude, it's only 99.99.99. Dude, what the fuck is he doing, bro? He's just completely railing at the racism with like making shit up.
Somehow I am less of an American than the transgender criminal who assassinated Charlie Kirk. We refuse to accept that. What does it mean to be a conservative?
Dude,
it means we...
Nobody is like, you notice nobody's even clapping at that shit, right? Dude, here, look at that. Oh, dude, look at him. He's positively scared, dude, Jake Paul. Dude, I said this is the Republicans after seeing the new Atlas poll, right? Where they're 16 points down on the House ballot. Right there, dude. That's Republicans. That is the Republicans right now, dude. Oh, man, look at him. He is shook, bro. Dude, he is shook. Oh, let's go. Thank you, Pinky. Dude, and yes, guys, I want to pause here on the Andrew Tate thing, okay? We got to pause because I did a post on Andrew Tate. Let me show you, okay? So here is Andrew Tate just getting fucking slammed, bro. Getting slammed. Look at him. He's down on his knees. There he is, face down. Just got his ass kicked by what I believe is a gay Netflix actor, right? This was at the big fight, dude, which I believe was last night. That Vivek 𝗍𝗢𝗍𝗍 hairstyle ain't American? Dude, he got rocked. But guys, can I show you? So I had to immediately go to Andrew Tate's page and talk a little shit because I got into it with Tate in 2022. Okay. And here was my tweet from 2022 after I got into this gamer debate with him. And somebody made this meme and I fucking tweeted it. And a whole bunch of gamer kids were commenting about this. This was July 21st of 2022. And that was the moment that I separated from the gaming industry. That was the moment I started becoming a political streamer. Like, essentially what happened was I was in New York City. I had a billboard. Like, let me show you this. Let me tell you this quick story. It's a pretty fun one. So I was in New York City and I was here. Okay, that was me. I was in New York City and there was a billboard in Times Square with me on it. Okay, and I went there and doing a promo for the billboard. And on the way home, I found out that a popular gaming kid was interviewing Andrew Tate, having like a debate. And his manager said, dude, if you want to get in on this, like you should. I think it would be some good content. So I was leaving New York. So what I did is I had to do it. I was in the terminal. Okay. I had headset, like I had earbuds on or like earbuds in, and I was in the terminal in JFK Airport in front of like 400 people on my laptop, sitting there arguing with Andrew Tate. And we got into it a little bit. I did at one point, he said like, you lack brave, you lack balls. And I was like, dude, you and I both know I have more balls than you'll ever have. And then I did call him a water boy for the patriarchy. We got into it, but like, and eventually he was like, the chat agrees with me. And dude, the whole thing was just stupid. Okay. But anyway, it created this huge problem with the gamer world. Like, the gamers were so offended that I was like anti-Andrew Tate. And then what they did was on TikTok, people made like, there were hundreds of millions of views. Just the comments were filled with the nastiest comments. Like all these gamer and chads around the world just shredding into me. And I was getting death threats. And like, dude, it was crazy for like 6 weeks. It was nuts for like 2 months, right? And then what ended up happening was he ended up getting deplatformed like a month later. And guys, I am telling you, I believe it was some of the blowback after that day that helped him get deplatformed, because it created such a stir of negativity and animosity. It was like crazy. Was I scared? I wasn't really scared. I mean, I was worried about like getting doxxed and shit. And I knew I was going to get like canceled to some degree, like in the gamer world. And so I was nervous because I knew I had to figure some kind of move out, because I knew I had sort of put a nail in the coffin that I wasn't going to be able to go back and be a gamer the way I had been after that. But I wasn't worried about them actually killing me, because I think for the most part, these type of incel chads are like a lot of talk, you know what I'm saying? They're like young people, but it was still stressful. I mean, it's when you get canceled like that, it's stressful. Okay. When you wake up and there's like 200 fucking death threats and like slur-filled DMs and shit in there, it's stressful. And yeah, that was the one that Hassan was in, where Hassan took him to task about like female drivers. Okay. But also though, part of it was like, wasn't really prepared. That was the first time I had ever debated someone. I was not a political streamer. So I don't even think I put my best work forward there. But here's what happened though, guys. So this turned out to be a profound experience, because after the Tate canceling and after the chaos of this shit thing and my sort of fallout with the gaming industry, and then I had like some friends like this guy Arab like started trying to sort of turn on me, and trying to like use me for content. And I had a real breakdown in the gamer world. Well, I went to TwitchCon, okay? And I had a profound experience at TwitchCon, okay? Because I went to TwitchCon and there were a whole bunch of like gamer people that like took photos with me and all this shit, which I expected because that was the kind of thing that always happened at those gamer things. But the other thing that happened was there were a whole bunch of people at TwitchCon who had never seen me game. And they were stopping me on the street. I'll shit you not. I'm like having lunch with my kid. Groups of people were coming up to me saying, we saw you fucking take on Andrew Tate. And like, we need more voices like you. Like, thank you so much for like speaking up about that fucking guy. Like, thank you so much for being a fucking voice of reason. And that happened over and over and over again. And like people would see me and I'd be like, oh, you recognize me from Fortnite? And they were like, no, I've never played Fortnite in my life. I saw you with Andrew Tate. And that's when I realized, like, dude, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to leave gaming and I'm going to go that way. And so this was in July. And then in September, I started like the YouTube channel, 𝗫𝗍𝗎 was what it was called before Political Punk. And I didn't make any videos really for many months, but that was what prompted me starting this channel. And so I started this channel under a different name in September of 2022. Then I made some videos in early 2023. Then I deleted them. I made some short videos in the summer of 2023. I deleted them. I changed the name to Political Punk. And then in spring of 2024, we started this. But it started with Andrew Tate. Isn't that funny? And here's him now, dude. Now we're taking off, and there's Andrew. There's fucking Tate. There he is. So you ready? I did go to his page, though, okay? I have to admit, because I told you, dude, I'm petty, okay? But so I went to his page where he was coping about 40-year-old men with $700 million or whatever. And so I did go into his coping and said, get fucked on, loser. Just like old times when I dropped your dumb ass in 2022. Next up for you, jail on those rape and trafficking charges. Young men, don't let this rapist charlatan fool you. He's the worst example of man out there. Dude. Dude, fuck him, bro. Dude, let's go. Dude, I mean, I had to, dude. I had to go in and share the pics, bro. Dude, let's go. Dude, look at it. This one is great, bro. Oh. Dude. Dude, fuck him, bro. Okay? Oh my God, dude. Oh. What a fucking tool, bro. All right, let me see something here, dude. Hold on, give me 1 sec. I want to see if I have something here. I may have something. All right. Oh, dude. So good, bro. So 𝗙cie𝗶𝗍, so I officially started making videos on this channel, like Political Punk. Like I said, I started it as 𝗫𝗍𝗎𝗍, and then I did two periods of making videos where I made some videos for like a month and then I deleted it all. And then I made videos for a month again. I deleted it all. I did that in 2023. And then I started this version of the channel that we have now in like March or April of 2024. So it's been about a year and a half. And that was, I started with that Katie Britt video to the 𝗙𝗍 soundtrack. After Katie Britt did that really weird, post State of the Union speech. Remember when she was in the kitchen? That was my first video. Was like let's see when it was. It was this one, right?
Good evening.
Was March 8th, 2024, right? That was my first fucking video. And it was just Katie Britt, the Roe v. Wade psycho mashup, right? There you go. There it is. That was it, right? And then, I made videos sporadically for like a month, like one every 5 days or something. And then it was this video, this Piers Morgan Hassan thing that like got the channel monetized, right? So it was pretty good. Like that. I had a clip that I put on Twitter that went viral. And so I decided to cover it during the stream, made a video about it. And that like video kind of blew up. Like, so then we were monetized. It was a good beginning, right? It's like when the time is right. I had previously tried to start the channel twice before, but it's like the time has to be right, You know what I mean? It was like, I was not very confident in the transition. Let me just say, I wanted it with my heart, but I was not confident at all in it. And we're here for the petty. For the petty. Let's go. Dude, I love me some petty. But yes, I'm telling you guys, without Andrew Tate, right? Without Andrew Tate, dude, I don't know if I'm here, man. But you know what's funny though, guys? Here, can I just tell you? Here's what's funny. So in 2013, I wanted to start a YouTube channel called Acting Like Tommy. And it was going to be me doing sketch comedy about politics and about, lifestyle. Okay? Acting like Tommy, the Tommy way of going through the world. But I didn't know anything about YouTube. So I bought actingliketommie.com and I had Acting Like Tommy as my handle on all my social media, but I never did anything because I didn't know anything about YouTube. Then in 2019, I started streaming Fortnite as Acting Like Tommy. Okay, now all the way back in 2013 when I wanted to do that YouTube, I was very active on Twitter politically, but I had no reach. Okay, I used to try and get into it with Matt Walsh, and he was like up and coming at that time, and I had like zero reach. Then in 2019, I streamed Fortnite as Acting Like Tommy. The pandemic happens. In 2021, I blow up as Acting Like Tommy. And then I ended up on YouTube doing gaming. And then Andrew Tate comes around. I stand up to him because I have to stand up to the bullies. And then I leave gaming, and now here we are on YouTube doing the political thing, which is what I really wanted to do back in 2013. So it's crazy how I got what I wanted in 2013 when I was tweeting at Matt Walsh, but it took me 12 years of like detours, becoming a successful gamer, getting canceled, Andrew Tate, discovering YouTube, and coming all the way back around to like being the political YouTuber that I wanted to be, but I had to become a gamer to get into YouTube. Isn't that weird? That's crazy, dude. Welcome to my life. And here we are, dude. And now we have Erika, right? We have Erika Kirk, dude, looking like a schlump, bro, with her little leap of faith fucking outfit. Dude, what is this, bro? What are we doing? Like, trying to do a faith revival. Dude. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, there's a saying in AA, guys, that it takes what it takes. And I feel like that saying is pretty accurate. That, you know, sometimes, you know, you got to go through some shit before you can like lift yourself up and do the things you want. Like even, you know, I mean, it's a journey. All right, we got 23 minutes, guys, coming in hot. Dude, isn't that crazy? Unfucking believable. Unbelievable, bro. Oh, look at this. Dude, I love these. Gifting, grifting, WWE wrestler. Dude. Oh, love it. Craziness, boss. All right. Dude, we got to look at one more. Dude, while we're doing AmFest, we got to look at one more, which is this. Like, look at this shit, dude. You ready? Because this is crazy. This is Riley Gaines. All right, but look at her fucking thing here.
Women, you have been lied to for decades through propaganda. To be very, very clear, transgenderism, sexual liberation, and abortion have nothing to do with women's rights. Calling these movements feminism is not only inaccurate, but it's dangerous, it's destructive. Feminism promised empowerment, but you know what it delivered? It delivered emptiness. It sold women the lie that children are burdens, that family is a limitation, and that fulfillment comes from self-centered autonomy rather than self-giving love.
All right, first off, dude, thanks for standing up to bullies. You're welcome, Lisa. Got you. All right, dude, let's unpack this for a minute. Because first off, like, transgender people have nothing to do with women. Like, right? First off, there's no such thing as transgenderism, okay? There's simply transgender people. It's not an ism. There's not something where, hey, I'm going to go be transgender today. I'm going to believe in transgender principles today. They're fucking human beings. There is no fucking transgenderism. Yes, thank you, Natalie. People are not isms, okay? That's number one. So fuck off, Riley, with your stupid ass, like conflation of transgender people to some sort of like weird religious ideology, like everything else in your fucking speech. Trans people were in America before white people. Yes, they were. And let me just tell you to all those Christians out there. You ready? You ready? I got a message for the Christians. Hear me from my pulpit. Transgender people existed long before your fucking Bible. Okay? So I don't want to hear any more about your isms or your obsession with genitalia or your nonsensical shit, because your Bible didn't even exist. Okay, and we have documented history of their existence, which is more than you even have of your deity. So get on with your fucking stupid ass self, right? Erika Kirk is Judy Gemstone on fentanyl. Yes, I agree. But so first off, transgender people have nothing to do with women. But then she goes in and says fucking sexual liberation and abortion are not empowerment. Like, dude, sexual liberation, like, what is she talking about? You know, oh, you're supposed to be ashamed of your sex. You only have it to have kids. Oh, you can't have an abortion to preserve your career or your life, right? And here's what I said. She thinks women's rights are, here's women's rights according to Riley. Okay, according to Riley Gaines, women's rights are A, you have to accept the fact that you're just a rib, okay? So your job is to simply take care of your mediocre white guy, okay, right? You take care of your mediocre man while he goes to the gay clubs and or takes a mistress, and you raise his kids, right? Clean his house, birth him some babies, you take care of the family, right? He runs off to the gay club or takes a mistress, and you just sit there and pretend like you're fulfilled with your happy little wifey role. Dude, give me a fucking break, man. Right? You pray to the Bible, you get your Bible out and just pray for an asteroid, right? Yes, you come in fifth. Dude, what is she even talking about? Dude, isn't that fucking bizarre? Like what kind of women like buy into this shit? Dude, sexual liberation is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know? And I mean, while we were on the subject though, dude, sexual liberation is fucking incredible. Okay? All right. It's fucking incredible, right? Dude, and then we're going to wrap up one more thing on AmFest is that, you know what they did? Punching up always wins, keep them on their heels. Yo, you got it, Uncle F. Let's go. 420 in the house. All you 420 people. But dude, they had, look at what they did, dude. They brought on the woman from Target, right? They literally brought the woman from Target into their fucking show, dude. The old lady with the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt on. Look at this, dude. She's up there with Jack Posobiec and Benny Johnson. Dude. And she's like, be nice to people. They're like, this is their fucking, right? They're like, if you wear Charlie Kirk merch and you stand up to somebody in Target, you're one of us, right? You're one of our crowd, bro. Dude, what are they doing, bro? Isn't that fucking wild? That's their fucking thing, bro. Oh my God, dude. Benny Johnson is out here fucking living it up, dude. Dude, he is our requisite fucking gay male influencer, boss. You gotta love Benny, boss. He's a star. All right? He is a star, dude.
These are my kids. This is my family. And I want to just get just some sound from everyone. I want to hear from the young men, the young people, the old people, everyone. Because I got a story about Charlie. Charlie Kirk found me when I was a degenerate alcoholic and I was no good. And I had like nothing really going for me. Charlie Kirk personally witnessed to my life. And it's not just me. Of course, he witnessed all of you if you followed him on social media.
Dude, Charlie Kirk was like Jesus. He resurrected Benny. Benny was dead. No pulse. And Charlie Kirk came down and breathed upon him. And Benny rose to the sky and became the gayest right-wing influencer around.
Everybody did. He witnessed to millions and millions and millions. And he changed my life forever. And so, can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? If Charlie Kirk helped Christ center your life.
Amen!
Can I get an amen?
Amen!
If Charlie Kirk.
He's like, can I get some men? Can I get some men to my hotel room after this speech? Can I get gay men?
Made you, young man or young woman, want to fall in love, get married, and have children. And can I get an amen? If Charlie Kirk made you reconnect with the great founding and the Christian morals of this nation and be proud of America again.
Dude, let's go. Hold on. You ready? Let's go. There it is. Can I get a gay man? Oh, dude, let's go. Dude, Kiss Cat, St. Charlie of the internet. Dude, is it wild? I mean, have you noticed that this is like a one-trick pony? That like literally every single thing is like Charlie? Charlie said, we're doing this for Charlie. Go take a picture under Charlie's murder tent. Go buy some merch. Like, go buy the official, like, bleeding Charlie neck brace. You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing? They are just Charlie. Charlie, you know, like it is every event is like a Charlie memorial. Okay.
It's happening. You want Charlie Kirk's legacy? I banish you, Satan. I banish the demons that are trying to rip at and destroy Charlie Kirk's legacy. Let me present it to you clearly based on data right here.
Dude, it is surreal
Young
with the
adults
glitching.
Are leading a resurgence in church attendance. That's Charlie Kirk's legacy. Gen Z leads all church attendance. That's Charlie Kirk's legacy. Charlie Kirk swung young voters, and particularly young men, voted in a absolute majority for Donald Trump. First time in our lifetime. That's a Charlie Kirk legacy. And when Gallup polled the priorities of young people in our country, young, based, male Trump voters said the number one priority of my life is going to be getting married and having kids. That's the number one thing they want to do.
Yeah, but who are they going to marry? Because all the women are going to college and becoming career people. Who are they going to marry? You know who they're going to marry? They're going to marry AI chatbots, guys. That's the future of you. If you're a MAGA man, you are going to be marrying Elon Musk's Grok baby chatbot. That's all you're going to have, dude. Because the women are not having it, bro. Like, not even close. Yeah, they can marry each other. They can go the Benny Johnson route, actually live like Benny, and they can be like pounding their friends, pounding their bros.
That's Charlie Kirk living today. And that's why red states have a child population that is skyrocketing and blue states are collapsing. Because have you ever seen a lib? They're so hideous, no one wants to have sex with them.
Dude, like, he's so funny. And let me just tell you, too, because there is nothing that makes liberal children like conservative parents. So they keep, like, saying, right? They keep saying that, like, ooh, the red states, all the MAGA people are procreating and having kids. But, like, I guarantee you, 65% of those kids are going to end up being liberal because growing up in a conservative household fucking sucks. Dude, it sucks, bro. You live in a household where you have no freedom. You get a Bible shoved up your ass. You probably get molested by the pastor. Right? You get told that everything about you is wrong and not good enough. You get finger wagging and condemnation. They want to guilt you for like jerking off. The whole thing is just a fucking disaster, bro. Nothing creates liberals like having MAGA fucking parents.
I mean, they're literally cutting their dicks off. There was a vasectomy bus at the DNC. I'm not lying about that.
Yeah, a vasectomy bus is not cutting your dick off there, Benny. Though. Fucking dumbass.
They had a vasectomy bus at the DNC. Kamala male voters were signing up for vasectomies.
Yeah, because they want to have sex without having to have kids, Benny. Dude, you should try it. Oh, wait, you do try it, except you're having sex with men when you're having sex outside of your marriage. By the way, has anybody heard anything about Benny's his big lawsuit against Milo? Remember? About the ravenous Mossy Bank and Milo saying that Benny was gay. It was going to be this huge family defending lawsuit. Have we heard anything about that? Oh, wait. Where is it, Benny? Where's the lawsuit, Benny? We're waiting on you, buddy.
And what do you call Kamala male voters? A female.
Dude, and again, though, like, they are now a one trick. Like, that's all they have is some comment about transgender people, right? Oh, cutting their dick off. Oh, vasectomy means they're not guys. Oh, the men are women, right? Dude, that's all they have. All they have is one, like, beaten to death, one dead horse with a fucking transgender flag draped over it. Is their whole movement is just anti-trans, like, yeah, praise God, and fucking have kids. You know what I'm saying? Dude, what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? So it's like so crazy. And no, he has not filed anything. He's not filing anything, guys. Dude, he is as gay as they come, boss. Okay? Like Benny, he's not straight. That's why he's got to promote his family the whole time, right? You know what I mean? I mean, dude, I don't even know what the obsession is with birth rates, right? Like, why are we obsessed with that? I mean, if humans all completely stop procreating and they die off, like, so what? The planet will go on. Do we need humans on this planet? We don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we, what is our obsession with like needing to have more and more humans? I mean, I get it. The white people are worried about, you know, not being able to be imperialist colonizers, right? Not being able to fucking dominate everyone and bully everyone and shit. But like, dude, I'm not convinced that we need human beings on Earth. You know, I think without humans, Earth will do just fine, actually. Dude. Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as the having kids, though, guys, if we really want to look at why people don't want to have kids, let me just tell you. Let me take you a walk. Dude, hit the button, fam. Yes, Paula, thank you. Everybody hit that like button, but let me take you a walk. Let's take a walk on why young women don't want to have kids. One is, it's expensive. Yeah, to raise them, there's hardly enough money for people to be able to take care of themselves, much less to have kids and have to worry about that too. Two, most of the men continually prove to be unreliable, okay? With the men, the rates of them checking out emotionally, the rates of divorce, the rates of men cheating on them, right? The male focus of their career and shit, and women forced to just take care of this huge job of taking care of the family for an unreliable guy that's not even worth that effort. That's a big one. Three, there's danger. You could put your kids in school and now you have to worry about school shootings and nobody wants to do anything about it. Nobody wants to address it. They let the kids die and are like, man, no, we are Second Amendment, right? That's a huge problem. Okay, 4 is the entire time you raise a kid, you're fighting against some crazy Christian Karen who's trying to put the Bible in your school. Or like if your kid's gay or trans, they're going to try to exterminate them and pass laws like controlling and telling the kids they have to participate in society a certain way. And who wants to have a kid in that kind of world? You know what I'm saying? Like, why have a kid when the Christians are just going to try to decimate them? Okay. And then, right? You know what I mean? And 5, we don't even know if the planet's going to be around in 30 years. Because we're sucking up all the resources. No one's taking care of like the climate change. No one's advancing like clean energy. They're bringing back fucking coal, for the love of God. You know what I'm saying? Like why? It is not a time where people are like, oh yeah, let's go start a family, man. You know? It's just like, please. Like if you want to have people have kids, create a world where they can actually have them. Create a world where people who have kids, where kids are valued. I mean, I think it goes deeper that like in our society, we don't even value kids. We don't. We don't value kids as autonomous human beings. We don't value kids as like strong power sources. We look at them as like property that have to yield to our demands and carry our legacy in a way that we like direct. You know what I'm saying? It's like fucking terrible, dude. So 4 minutes, guys. We need 8 in 4. All right, got to be a carnival barker. Let's secure that dance party. Right? Let's go. Yeah, children are seen and not heard. And I mean, conversion camps and like people trying to, you know, like force kids into like the medical profession or force kids to go into law or force kids to do certain jobs because they're family legacies. You know, it's like, it's disturbing, man. Like many parents, especially the conservative ones, they do not consider their kids to be autonomous, like free human beings at all, you know? All right. 4 minutes. 8 in 4, baby. Let's go. Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're going down. We're watching that countdown. This is where I get nerve-wracking. Where it gets nerve-wracking. Yeah, they call children selfish. They say that they're lazy. You know? Those are pretty good career tracks. They're good career tracks if a kid wants to go into that shit. But a lot of kids don't, you know? 3 minutes. Oh, no, dude. All right, there we go. Ante up, punks. Let's go. 7 left. 7 and 3. We can do this. Let's go. Hey-oh, hey-oh. It is expensive. And I mean, guys, dude, oh, let's go. Minions are workers if they are smart enough. Let's go, 𝗙cie Dude, let's go. Children are symbolic immortality. I mean, they can be, right? But I don't know. I just, you know, I think that the whole immortality thing is just weird. You know, this idea that you have to have kids is weird too. You know, I mean, you don't. If you want to, like, dude, I mean, I had a kid. And was it a transformative experience? It was. But it was not simply having a kid that was transformative. It was me deciding to go get therapy and to go heal myself and become different than my parents while having a kid is what was transformative. Otherwise, I wouldn't have transformed at all. I would have dumped the same shit my parents dumped into me, into my kid. And I would have just repeated the cycle. And even with all my healing work, I still dumped some shit from my parents and my generational trauma into my kid, even with the healing. But it was the healing and the dedication to healing that made it transformative. Let's go, Joey. Otherwise, you just dump your shit in your kids and you feel like you've transformed, but you haven't. You've just passed all the trauma down to the other people, you know, because the real transformation is like, you know, changing yourself. Right? Actively, separate from your kid. They don't sound too Jesus-y in there. They do not, Mr. Moj. All right, let's go. 1 minute, guys. We got 1.5 minutes and we got 4 left. It is go time, baby. Counting it down. 4 more. We got this. Dance party secured. Dance party secured. We're getting it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dude, 3 left. Let's go. 𝗙cie coming in hot. Oh. Do they even have sermons anymore? Dude, TPUSA is now just the all Charlie Kirk lamentation network. Dude, Jolie, let's go. The blue hearts all the way, dude. There it is. Oh, and Nameless Nick comes in. Pony up, dude. We did it. Let's go. Oh, shit. Now we're going at the wire, dude. Pony up, punks. Thank you, Nick. We're fomenting, boss. Hypermobile, let's go. From New Zealand, let's go, baby. We love Polynesia. My dad, Natalie said her dad once told her the first time his dad told him he loved him was when he was 26 after they got into a huge fight. Oh my God. Dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. It's so believable though. Like my dad was like really cold and unemotional. He had significant emotional issues. And as a kid, I forced him, right? I did. I forced him to give me physical affection because I needed it and he just wouldn't do it. And so I used to he was good at giving back rubs. He had really strong hands. So I would make him give me back rubs, back massages. And he would be like, my hands are tired. And I'm like, no, you got to keep giving me massage. I'd lay over the ottoman. He always had a chair with a footstool and I'd lay over the footstool and make him rub my back while he watched TV. And then I would drape my arms around him and hug him and shit. And he used to say stop hanging on me. But I was relentless. Just saw the new Running Man. It's worth the energy. Yeah, I saw Running Man, Diana. That was good. Let's go. I loved it. But I needed it. I fucking needed the affection. And I didn't realize then that I was being abused, right? I found that out later. But at the time, I just knew that I needed affection. And I kind of forced it. I sort of continually forced him to participate in it, even though he didn't like it. And it felt not manly enough to him. But it was hard. It was hard. And Jenny, you know, she fucking helped me like sort of heal some of that stuff. But what I will say is this is, you know, you guys probably relate to this, okay? But so one of the things that men of those generations used to do is like they would never tell you how they feel. They would never share their pride or whatever that they supposedly felt for you. Oh, they believe in you, or oh, they're so happy for you. But you'd hear your mom tell you about it. Your mom would come to you and say, oh, your father is so proud of you. Your father's just been going on and on about you. And like, dude, I fucking hated that shit. I would be like, don't even tell me this shit, mom. It's like, if dad's not man enough to come and actually say that stuff to me, like, I don't even want to hear it. You know, it's like, because you don't believe it. It's like, I don't believe he says that shit to you. I believe you're making this up. You know that he doesn't say this shit, and you are just coming to me to try and like make it better or whatever. So either you're making it up or he is a fucking gutless turd, you know, and like, I don't want a part of either one of them, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, dude, that was the way the generations were. Do you keep up the good work? I will. Let's go. You know, that's how our generation was, man. So empty. And it produced a group of dissociated, like emotionally dysregulated men that have produced a lot of the young guys that are being manipulated by the MAGA movement. And that's just it. The people that Benny is fucking is, you know, trying to convert here, the men that are buying into this bullshit of TPUSA are men who were raised by unhealed men of my generation, emotionally dysregulated, absentee, workaholic, you know, many of them have other addictions. They're sexually repressed. They're like, right? They're struggling and grasping on to really bad ideas of manhood that were passed down, a lot of generational trauma that they've never healed. And they're raising vulnerable, like desperate men that are turning to Christianity to try and find some measure of fulfillment or connection because they don't get any from their dad. And so they make up this dad that is, you know, this brutal, powerful man that's going to grant them eternal life and shit. And they're being manipulated by these guys through this fake God. And dude, it's really sad because guys that have gotten healed are raising different men. You know, they're raising different men. They're raising men that have emotions and the capacity to hold space for other human beings. You know what I mean? Dude, yeah, they do. They desperately crave a daddy, you know, desperately crave a daddy. But this shit, dude, was this video not the weirdest shit you've ever seen with the glitches? Wasn't that weird with the glitches? The way he was talking about all that Jesus shit with the glitches? Dude, Sesame Street Rob was amazing. Dude, Rob Burley, let's go. He says Sesame Street was a real help. Dude, I was a Sesame Street junkie, guys. Dude, I injected that shit in my veins. I used to watch every day. I watched Sesame Street. Dude, I'm wearing fucking Grover. This is my Grover Fuck the Police t-shirt, bro. Dude, I love Sesame Street. But I watched Sesame Street, Captain Kangaroo, The Electric Company, and Mr. Rogers. I watched all 4 of those shows, like religiously. Okay, Sesame Street was my favorite. The Electric Company was probably my second favorite. I also like Captain Kangaroo, and I like Mr. Rogers too. He was a little like, I don't know, Mr. Rogers was a little too nice for me. He was a little hokey. He was a little like a little, I don't know, he felt a little bit like a preacher. But I liked him, but he wasn't my fave. But I watched all those shows, man. Dude, the Electric Company was badass. A lot of singing, right? Hey, you guys! Dude, you remember that? You guys watch the Electric Company? Hey, you guys! Oh, dude, that was amazing, bro. That shit was so good. Oh. Dude, let's go. Dude, that was amazing. Right? Dude, there it is. That was my fucking jam, bro. Hey, you guys! Dude, I can't play it because I don't want to get fucking copy struck. But dude, that was amazing. Oh man, dude. Fucking love that, bro. Dude, is that Rita Moreno? Right? I did not know that. Let's go, dude. That's amazing. Dude, let's go. Let's hear it for Rita Moreno. All right. Dude, I had no idea, boss. Love it. Dude, let's go. Love it. Dude. Let's go. Did she speak at your college graduation? Let's go. Did I ever watch Ramblin' Rod? I did not. I never heard of Ramblin' Rod. Although I was not a kid ever in Portland. I was like 30 when I moved to Portland. PBS was your jam? Let's go, Deshaun. Dude, I love it. I was a kid alternately between Elkhorn or Watertown, Wisconsin and Los Angeles, like every year or two, with a brief 1-year stint down in Orange County in Placentia. Right? I went to 1 year of middle school in Yorba Linda, California. Fucking Richie Rich school, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, that was crazy. Therein began my resentment of the wealthy, dude. 7th grade. Oh shit, dude. As a 7th grader down in the OC. Oh my God. Dude, Ramblin' Rod. Dude, I'll look into Ramblin' Rod. I love the fucking name though. Right? I love the name. What a great name. Dude, I bet it would have been fun to grow up in Portland, though. Oh, shit, dude. I love Animal. Can I just tell you? Dude, look at that. Dude, Animal was my favorite, boss. So, you guys, I've told you the story about how I drove a Camaro. I had this brown 73 Camaro, right, with the red vinyl interior or whatever. So, I had an Animal doll. Okay, I had an Animal Muppet doll that I used to lay in the back window. He just laid on the back where like the stereo speakers were in the middle of the back window. I had an Animal doll. He was like my mascot. And so he was just always in the back window of my Camaro between the stereo speakers back there. And then on the front dash, I had a big chunk of coral. Like a white piece of coral from the ocean that went on the front dash. So I had these little accessories, my little coral on the front dashboard and Animal on the back, dude. Dude, I fucking loved Animal, man. Loved him, dude. And Grover. Let's go. Oh, shit. I still have the piece of coral. I think it's in the living room. Dude, the piece of coral is amazing. Hold on, I'm going to grab it. This is it. This is the piece of coral that was on my front dashboard of my car. It sat on my front dash of the car. It sort of looks like Italy, dude. Isn't this amazing? I've had this thing since I was like 25. Right? 30 years I've had this piece of coral. And it sat on my dashboard like all through my 20s. Isn't that wild? Used to just fucking sit up there like on the dash, dude. Fucking incredible, boss. As long as if you took a turn really fast, Sometimes it would come flying off. It could get a little hairy, but love this, dude. It's so amazing. Like, I don't know if you can hear that, but it like coral sounds really like a hollow tube when you hit it. Dude, I have these attachments to shit like that, dude. I do. I have these attachments to like, you know, dude, like me and that coral, we've been through a lot, bro. For a while, I lived in that car too, man. So, dude, Fraggle Rock. See, Jenny watched Fraggle Rock, but Fraggle Rock was like, I missed Fraggle Rock. Okay. Fraggle Rock came in and it showed up right when I was like getting off that type of television. And right, it was like on Showtime or some shit, wasn't it originally? And so for me, by that time I had moved on to like Porky's and Zapped and The Last American Virgin and all those cheesy like cable movies. Like I was becoming like a pre-hormonal, HBO. That's what it was. Thank you. And so we had HBO, like we had cable, but I had moved into like, I was starting to, you know, get pre-hormonal and was becoming more about like wanting to watch older teen stuff. And I kind of missed Fraggle Rock. I feel like people that were born around 1980 sort of hit the Fraggle Rock, but I was born in 69. So by the time Fraggle Rock hit, I was like, wanted to do older shit, older kids stuff. And because I had a dad that was sort of messed up, he exposed me to older stuff at a young age. So I was like, when I was like 11 and 12 years old, I was watching all the like 16 and 18 and 20-year-old like teenager shit, dude. That was my jam. All those movies like Porky's, Last American Virgin, Zapped, Weird Science, like every like Pretty in Pink, yeah. But it's especially the cheesy ones though. The cheesy like B movies that were all about sex, like Losing It. And dude, you guys know the movie Zapped? It was like Scott Baio. Oh my God, dude. It was like Scott Baio and fucking, you know, they were like, and Willie Ames, but they were all movies of like, you know, that had like partially naked girls in them, right? That's what they were, dude. They were all like trying to get laid movies, you know, cheesy ones at that. Oh shit, dude. That was like huge. Huge on my fucking timeline, dude. Right? My early teen vacation. Yeah. Oh. Did you Buddy Rich versus Animal? Let's go. Dude, how's my car? It's just crashed. Sitting out in the front yard. I'm in limbo with my car at the moment because I called their insurance company of the 80-year-old woman who smashed into it, but I'm waiting. They have to talk to her. She's got to take responsibility for the action before they'll process my claim, and they're not like in any rush because the longer it takes, the less chance they have to pay out. So I'm now having to do administrative tasks. Dude, Valley Girl, let me just tell you, Breakfast Club is obviously a classic, and that was my son's favorite movie for a long time. But Valley Girl is one of the greatest movies. Like, Valley Girl is a top 5 movie all time for me. Okay? Valley Girl. The movie Valley Girl had more impact on who I became as a fucking guy in my 20s than any movie out there. Dude, Fast Times was classic. But Valley Girl is special, man. It's like a guy from the wrong side of the tracks falling for a girl in this other environment, and him like not letting their social class or whatever their differences like get in the way. And it's really a story of somebody who was fucking, you know, not going to give up and keep chasing the woman they love. Dude, I do remember Kentucky Fried Movie, young Catholic schoolgirls in love. Dude, Kentucky Fried Movie. Oh yeah, dude. Young Catholic schoolgirls in love. Oh shit. Dude, that was, dude, Porky's, like I watched Porky's like 100 times when I was like 12, bro. Dude, The Breakfast Club wasn't your thing, dude. Breakfast Club was amazing. Student Bodies, yeah, all those. Dude, I thought Zapped was actually pretty good, right? Zapped was pretty good. Ferris Bueller. Ferris Bueller was all right. Yeah, that wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely all right. Dude, the Valley Girl soundtrack is amazing. Let's see if we can look at cheesy 80s movies. Let's see. Hold on. 80s coming of age movies. Let's see the 80s coming of age movies, right? We have obviously the John Hughes classics where Stand By Me was good. Oh, Dead Poet Society, Fast Times. Oh my God, Can't Buy Me Love. I remember that one. Risky Business, dude. But there were so many. Oh, it's not letting me fucking say anything. Dude, I'll have to make a list or something. I don't want to go on this fucking tangent right now. I saw somebody mention Leaving Las Vegas. Can I just tell you guys, I had an experience with Leaving Las Vegas. I mean, that movie is like one of the most depressing movies ever. So let me just tell you how I operate, how I've always operated, guys, is I don't watch movie trailers, okay? I don't, like, I see them in the theater, but when I go see a movie, when there's a movie coming out, I don't try to go see the trailer. And before the internet, I specifically avoided movie trailers, so I would just go and see a movie blind. That was the way I always rolled. I'd hear something was good, and I would go in and just experience it. I saw The Big Lebowski without ever seeing a trailer. No idea what was coming. Well, so Leaving Las Vegas, though, you ready for this, guys? I met a girl, okay, and I took her out on a first date. And because I'm a Valley Girl person, movie with Nick Cage, I thought, oh, okay, I heard it was really good. So I took a first date to Leaving Las Vegas. Me and this, she was sculpted hair, blonde girl, super feisty, like feminist. It did not go well. By the time it got to the grape scene, I looked over at her and she was like sitting in her chair with her legs up, just like so like upset and traumatized. And like, I looked over and I was like, oh my God, dude, like this girl is never going to fucking hang out with me again. Dude, that was it. She never went on another date, dude. She avoided me like the plague after that. Oh my God, dude, fucking brutal. I was like the greatest miscalculation ever. Like afterwards, driving her back to her place was the most silent, like post-movie drive I have ever experienced. Like she was traumatized. She was, and I mean, with good reason too. It was a brutal, brutal film. And I, at the time, was like a crazy partier, dude. So it was like the messaging was just all wrong. Okay? It was just all fucking wrong, dude. Oh my God. Oh, horrible. Yeah. Oh, shit. All right. Moving on. Dude, we gotta get a little, guys, we haven't checked in on 𝗙𝗪𝗏 lately. Okay? We have not checked in on 𝗙𝗪𝗏 lately. And now, dude, now we gotta check in on fucking Anna K. You know why? You know why we've got to check in on Anna K? Is because of this poll. Did you see the poll today? There was Atlas polls, guys. Okay? We get sidetracked too often? No, we get sidetracked just the perfect amount of often. Right? You have to get a little sidetracked. But guys, it was this, bro. You ready? Atlas had some polls today, guys. Okay? Atlas polls came out. All right? Dude, look at this. You ready? Let's look at the new Atlas poll. This one was devastating to MAGA. The generic ballot. Dems 54, MAGA 38. 16 point. That is up 8 points since November. Okay? A 16-point generic ballot lead. Atlas Polls is the most accurate poll in the last 2 presidential cycles. So these guys are on it. Look at Trump's approval rating. 39% approval, dude. Dude, he's only like, with Trump, you know that the deep MAGA base is like 33, right? Pretty much 33 means only the faithful, like MAGA of the MAGA. 39, dude. He's lost like, I mean, I think maybe it's, you know, a little, I don't know. That feels like AmFest at work. I think it's probably actually around 29, but whatever, dude. It's still low though. He's getting brutalized. Dude, immigration has been a fail, right? His response to, you know, the international policy has been a fail. Argentina giving them money is a fail. Economically, it's a fail. Dude, it's just brutal, okay? Now, the other thing we have on this Atlas poll is this. Let me find the presidential polls. It came out. They did a poll here. Okay. Look at this. A presidential poll 18 to 29 has AOC way up over Vance. Okay. That's pretty crazy. But here's the big one. This is the big one that has 𝗙𝗪𝗏 fucking dying on the vine, which is the 2028 presidential primary poll. Has Newsom at 35%. Right? Now, I'm looking at this, guys, and I'm thinking, like, can you imagine, like, if we get into it? I would love to see AOC, but if we get into it and it looks like AOC can't win, can you imagine a Newsom AOC? Can you imagine Newsom AOC for 8 years and then AOC for 8 years? 16 years of fucking incredible, right? Dude, Newsom AOC and then AOC and somebody else, dude. Right? Dude, I don't believe Newsom is transphobic, Thiz. I actually don't believe that. I know Newsom is complicated because he's trying to like navigate how to get elected in the middle of the transphobia that's out there. And so he doesn't want to, because trans people in sports has created such an emotional reaction of middle of the road, low information voters. He is trying to like not turn those voters away and not like trigger some sort of backlash that will give the Republicans the power they had in 2024. Because the thing is they were able to weaponize that sports issue. And this isn't just a Newsom thing, but presidential contenders and even Spanberger in Virginia running for governor. That's their new thing. where all they do is say men and women's sports. So you have to be able to like get elected without giving them power in that argument. And that's very complicated. So, but Newsom, he's got a lot of problems though. Don't get me wrong, because he also has issues with corporate money. He did say no to AIPAC, but there's like, they've weaponized that issue that unfortunately Democrats have to now deal with that shit. Like, we have to figure out, how do we get elected when they want to just hammer away at this bullshit like we saw with Vivek? But I don't actually believe he is transphobic. He's actually done a lot for trans people and the LGBTQ, and he was one of the early fighters for that. So I don't believe in his heart he is transphobic, but, you know, it's like, it's a complicated fucking electoral situation. Unfortunately, because everybody folded. The NCAA folded, like workplaces have folded, states have folded, like, you know, and now all they do is shout men and women's sports and fucking killing babies, right? They're like a one-trick fucking pony, man, you know? And so, I don't know. We'll see. We have a long way to go. But my thing is I would like to have AOC be the president, right? But if it doesn't look like she's electable, I think her and Newsom, to avoid what happened in 2016, when if Hillary Clinton had just made Bernie her VP, like, we don't have Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it became evident that Bernie couldn't win the South and he wasn't going to win the primary. So the answer in 2016 was Hillary, Bernie. Hello, just make Bernie your fucking VP, dude. And then there's no Donald Trump. We avoid all this bullshit. But she wouldn't do it because she was fucking whatever, because she was Hillary, you know, and here we are, dude, right? But, dude, AOC, I would like AOC as president, but I believe, here's my thing, is whether it was AOC, Gavin Newsom VP, or Gavin Newsom president, AOC VP, I believe, okay, I believe that an AOC Newsom ticket, regardless of who was president and who was VP, I believe that that ticket would exercise presidential power and fucking in a way that would like have an impact, like a fist. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't matter who was on top or right, who was pres or who was VP. I feel like you could fucking interchange them. You know what I'm saying? And that would be fucking like, would be powerful, man. You know? Right? That's what I think. I do, though. I think at the end of the day, like, if you look at all these guys, I'm going to say this, though. You ready? I'm going to say this for my standard fucking thing right here. I don't care who of these people, okay? I don't care who, you know what I'm saying? I don't care who, right? I don't care who of these people is on top. I'm backing them. You know what I'm saying? You know? And again, though, Fizz, the thing about it, Fizz, is you can't just grab a phrase. You can't just grab a single phrase from a politician. Like, of course, Gavin said that. He's talking to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk has a weaponized following. Charlie Kirk makes a statement and Gavin says, yeah, I get it. I get it. But saying I get it is like just, you know, you're appeasing and saying, I get what you're saying. I get why you're saying that. I get why you people are freaked out about transgender people because you're junked out on the Bible and all this shit. And I'm going to not tell you to fuck off. I'm just going to say, I get it because I'm going to hear you. And I'm going to understand that you've weaponized all these people and I need to win some of them. But like, dude, that's just political speak. You know, you have to look at like people's long-term, what they've done, how they behaved, who they've stood for over the course of their career, not what they're saying when they're in a fucking, you know, because the other part of that Charlie Kirk thing was him taking Charlie to task. Okay. And him getting Charlie to open up about how they won that election and him like refusing to fucking, you know, bend over completely for Charlie when Charlie was trying to get a soundbite out of him. And a lot of his thing is like, is telling fucking Republicans to fuck off and punking Donald Trump. And like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was essentially saying, I hear what you're saying. But you got to be careful when you're electing politicians to focus on like one fucking phrase. Because again, we got gay marriage under Barack Obama, but Barack Obama did not campaign on gay marriage. He backed away from it because it was like a hot button issue that they were using to win elections, was this fear of gay marriage. And so Barack Obama backed away from gay marriage during the campaign, and then we got it during the administration. Okay? So you got to remember that sometimes you back away from the hot button of the hot button in the middle there, and you let people down on the lower on the ballot fight that fight. You let the people like Zoran Mamdani, you let the thought leaders in the blue neighborhoods, in the blue districts lead on those civil rights fights, and you sort of like eke your way through in order to get elected, and then you let the people in Congress pass the supportive legislation and you don't veto it, right? But it is a bit of a game, especially around those hot button subjects. But I will tell you this, if I believed he was transphobic, right? If I actually believed in his heart, like I wouldn't support him. I absolutely would not support him if he was like, you know, I don't know, like, you know, fucking, you know what I mean? If I believed he was fucking transphobic, I would not support him. I just don't believe he is, you know? I don't believe he is, right? He sometimes he is a coward, right? Sometimes, and sometimes he's a fucking bold fighter, right? He is a politician, right? One thing though, guys, can I say one thing though? He did say no to AIPAC, which was a surprising statement, okay? I thought that was big. We talked about that not too long ago, about how he said no to AIPAC. But regardless, we have 3 years. We have a long way to go. And we don't know what these numbers are going to look like 3 years from now. We could have somebody else that is big 3 years from now, right? We don't know. I mean, looking at the political climate, we have no idea what's coming. But one thing I love about Gavin, and this isn't even about Gavin, this is about just like, I don't know what this is about because I don't understand why it's such a big deal. But dude, he drives 𝗙𝗙𝗃𝗃 like off the fucking rocker, bro. Like 𝗙𝗃𝗃𝗃, look at this, dude. Dude, look at this fucking video. Like, can I just show you? Look at the thumbnail, bro. Dude, he like, dude, I can't stand 𝗙𝗃𝗃𝗃. I fucking can't stand her, guys. She is like, dude, she is right up there with Erika Kirk for me, boss. She is. Watching her, there was a time like 5 years ago when I liked Anna. I thought Anna was like, oh man, we got some up and comers who are fighters, okay? And like, dude, what the fuck is she doing, bro? She has literally become this insane person. This Karens of all Karens, okay? This Karens of all fucking Karens, boss. Like, what are we fucking doing, bro? Watching her devolve to the happy merchant and just crash and burn, I was like, dude, and now Tucker Carlson? Like, dude, can I do it? Hold on, I gotta find something here. Dude, you ready? Let me just pull. I need a meme right now. Okay, can I just say, dude, you ready? All right, here it is, dude. Like, right there, bro. This is literally me, dude. Like, with 𝗙𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. I just don't fucking understand. Like, it does not compute, bro. What the fuck happened to her, man? Dude, it is like she took some bad psychedelics and she never fucking recovered, dude. I've not seen a crash that hard ever. You know what I mean? It was like Ron DeSantis's presidential fucking like campaign, dude. I have never seen a crash that hard. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have never fucking seen a crash that hard. You know, with Anna. Unfucking believable, dude. But so she is freaking out. Okay? And I know that this poll has set Anna like off the fucking, she's just completely losing it. Okay? So yeah, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? My thing though, I do have to give a disclaimer before we watch Anna freak out, is I just have to say this, guys. Whomever is at the top of the ticket and wins that primary is getting my full support, unquestionable, in 2028. I will not, during 2028, be attacking our final candidate. Okay? In the run-up to the presidency, I don't care what they say. I don't care how they finagle or try to play the game. They are all going to try to say what they think they need to say in order to win. And I am not going to break them down. I am not going to do infighting. I am not going to fucking attack the fucking candidate. I'm going to back them fully. And yes, even if it was Anna, but Anna is not going to be there, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to duke it out in the primary. And during the primary, I'm going to question people. During the primary, I am going to look at the integrity of it, and I will vote with my heart. But once that primary is over, it is full support, just like I did with Kamala, like I did with Biden in 2020. Dude, I didn't love Biden in 2020, guys. I never loved Joe Biden, all right? I mean, I thought he had a good heart for the most part, you know, with weaknesses of being an old conservative fucking Democrat that was heavily tied to fucking Israel and Christianity, Catholicism. You know what I'm saying? And racist. I mean, let's be honest, dude. He was in with the racists. You know what I'm saying? There's a gas leak theory at TYT's Polymarket studio. Might be true. What do you mean? What does that mean? Dude, Natalie said there's a gas leak theory at TYT's Polymarket studio. Might be true, but that's giving Jenkins excuse. The gas leak, that they've been inhaling some type of gas that is making them fucking right? Dude, that's the funniest shit I've ever seen, bro. Dude. Oh my God, dude. People been saying there's a gas leak. Dude. Oh shit, bro. Oh. Right? Oh my God, lead pipes, dude. Dude, there's a lead pipe, all right. Somebody fucking has been riding it. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, a lead pipe. Ooh, a lead pipe. Dude, somebody's been riding that shit. Dude, oh, that's hilarious. That's funny. All right, let's watch a few minutes of this. Guys, I don't know how long I'm going to make it. Okay? I don't know how long I'm going to make it, but dude, let's just fucking, like, we're going to watch a little. I'm going to probably jump ahead to the drug overdoses, waste and fraud in LA, but we know that she's having a Gavin meltdown because Anna is reckoning how she is going to become a Tucker Carlson fangirl. Dude, oh my God. Yeah, no, we do need a strong AG. I was thinking, man, like, I feel like Jasmine Crockett as the Attorney General would be fucking wild, wouldn't it? Jasmine Crockett as the AG? Right? I mean, would that be something fucking no holds barred is the term that comes to mind, dude. Dude, Kamala Harris could be one too. But like, I think I'd rather have Jasmine Crockett, but somebody feisty right? Oh, you'd prefer Senate? Yeah, dude, I would love Jasmine Crockett in the Senate. I don't know if she can win, dude. I mean, I feel, here's my thing. You ready? Is I think Jasmine Crockett could win if there was no voter suppression, okay? If there was no voter suppression in Texas, Jasmine Crockett could win that Senate seat. But Texas has a huge fucking voter suppression problem, dude, with fucking Paxton and you know, Abbott. Like, they have some of the worst voter suppression in the country, right up there with like Mississippi and Louisiana and Alabama. I think 𝗙𝗪𝗪 absolutely can win that. But I think Jasmine could win if there wasn't so much fucking voter suppression. It's fucking brutal. But 𝗙𝗪𝗪 is like, he's Christian enough to get those mega church voters and to be able to like, he's not going to be thwarted by the voter suppression, because their voter suppression, like they suppress the black vote in Texas like you would not believe, man. It's just brutal, dude. It is fucking like brutal. It is so bad. Dude, Jack Smith, he would be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of options. I feel like Jack Smith, I feel like, you know, Jasmine Crockett, like who else is a like legal, I mean, it could be Kamala Harris. I mean, there's just a number of aggressive legal minds that could be an AG. You know, Jamie Raskin, like he's a fucking lawyer. He's more of a constitutional law guy, but Jamie Raskin could very well be the AG, right? Gas leak. Dude, I'm voting gas leak for the AG, dude. Dude. Oh, shit. Let's go, dude. Dude, Malcolm Nance. Dude, I love Malcolm Nance. Oh, my God, dude. Malcolm Nance is amazing. Dude, let's go. All right, you ready? Let's watch a few minutes of this, and then I'm going to go make some videos, guys. You ready? Let's hit it. Then we're going to dance, baby. Dance, dance, revolution, dude. DDR.
Governor Gavin Newsom very clearly intends.
Dude, she is so mad, bro. Look at her face. All I can say is right here, dude, this is going to fucking... Dude, can you imagine an AOC Newsom ticket would like... That would just kill Anna, dude. That would just destroy her. Dude, Matt Walsh for genital inspection. Dude, Matt Walsh and Nancy Mace for genital fucking rejection. Dude, that's what I'm voting for, dude. I'm voting Matt Walsh, Nancy Mace for genital rejection, dude. Dude, oh my God. The genital rejection ticket. Oh my God, dude. You had to unsubscribe because of Anna? See, I would have unsubscribed. Like, I mean, I would never have subscribed to TYT anyway because I never liked Cenk Uygur. But Anna Kasparian, dude, she unsubscribed me, boss. Dude, she blocked me. She did. She blocked me, bro, over a video I made about the Happy Merchant, right? I called her out about fucking Happy Merchant, right? Dude, Malcolm Nance is great, dude. He's fucking, I love Malcolm Nance, dude. He's like an intelligence guy. He's just fucking, he's smart. You know what I'm saying? What is this meme?
For nearly a year, you've called us names and made fun of us.
You've posted your memes and you've made your petty jokes. You've had your laughs at our expense.
Now,
dude, is this AI? Dude, I can't, bro. Dude, she blocked you before me? Oh, let's go. Dude, let's go. Dude, you do have anti-Anna cred. And Natalie, you have a lot of cred. Like, I feel like in the beginning part of this channel, I don't know if this channel would have gotten off to where it is now without Natalie, right? Natalie was the conduit to all of the good TYT collapsing in the beginning of this channel, right? It was Natalie. You ready? Let me just tell you, Natalie fed us all the good TYT drama, and that got me covering TYT, which got me covering the Brian Tyler Cohen Cenk Uygur video, which led me to Brian Tyler Cohen. Okay, then he posted something saying, wow, you did good coverage. I'm looking forward to watching this channel grow. And then I reached out to him and he sat in a Discord call with me and gave me a whole bunch of YouTube like information. And then that TYT content led me to Tabitha because she loved watching me punk them, which led me to a whole bunch of new people from Tabitha. So literally, I think like Natalie was like the door opener. Dude, Natalie opened the doors in a great many ways. And so I'm going to go on the record and say, without Natalie, I don't even know where we would be. Like Natalie was like the opening, the Natalie TYT opening. Thank you, Natalie. That's what I have to say. Like, thank you very much. Seriously. And I know we haven't seen you around as much, but like doesn't matter, right? You will always be the OG. Right? A lot of disabled, underprivileged voters who don't have a car, etc. Yes. No, they do suppress that voting reality. They absolutely do. And the thing that they do in particular, can I just tell you, the voter suppression, particularly with right wingers, is, and especially in Texas, is they close precincts, guys. They do. They close precincts. Always. The Republican voter suppression will, right before the vote, they will close like half of the precincts in areas where there are black, disabled, like whatever, poor voters, and they make it so you have to now drive or find a way, 20 miles away, 15 miles away, and you have to stand in line for fucking hours, man. You've been playing Path of Exile, taking a politics breaks. Good for you. No, that's good. You should do that, man. Sometimes you have to take a break. It's so dirty, dude. Politics is like gnarly. All right, you ready? Let's go. Let's get into it. Let's watch Anna have a meltdown, a Gavin Newsom-induced meltdown. Dude, Anna stared into Gavin Newsom's eyes, and she has now broken her fucking brain. All right, here we go. Then I got to go make videos. Dude.
California Governor Gavin Newsom very clearly intends to run for the Democratic ticket in 2028. He wants to be president, and honestly, he hasn't really been trying to hide it. And as I think about what he will likely run on, it's very likely that he is going to point to his signature homeless housing policy as what will be a national model for solving the very real problem of homelessness in the United States.
Dude, you know what's so funny is like, if he wants to be president, why would he hide that? Like, oh yeah, I want to be president, so I'm going to make it seem like I'm not running. Dude, she is so superficial. And yes, she's going to try to burn it down, guys. Okay? She is going to try to fuck up both our presidential and our congressional things, dude. She is going to be a force of reckoning, just like she was in 2024.
And if anyone is enticed by his campaigning on that, you should know that that signature policy, known as Project Homekey, has been riddled with fraud, scathing audits, and at this point, 2 criminal federal indictments. So the piece that I published is titled Newsom's National Model for Homeless, Racked by Fraud. It's published for Real Clear Investigations. There's original.
Oh my God, she is reporting on Gavin Newsom. Guys, she is doing a television report on Gavin Newsom using her own reporting. Dude, what is happening here? It is like, dude, this is like the Barry Weiss move, right? Oh yeah, I was made the head of fucking CBS, and now I'm gonna be interviewing Erika Kirk about like Zionism. Dude, what are we doing? We are in the upside down, bro. Oh my God, dude.
Reporting in there. This is actual journalism. It's not just me commenting. In fact, I'm not allowed to share my opinion at all.
Dude, the integrity. It is, I'm not allowed to share my opinion. This is real journalism. I swear. Dude. Oh my God, bro.
Their investigations. There's original reporting in there. This is actual journalism. It's not just me commenting. In fact, I'm not allowed to share my opinion at all. And so this is work that really fulfills me, even though it's really hard to do original reporting. I now understand for the first time in my life why it takes journalists sometimes months to work on a story and publish a story. But with that in mind, I want to share the details of what I've learned and why we...
Yeah, she learned that doing the happy merchant for 6 weeks straight is very exhausting, and it leaves very little time for investigative journalism.
Need to hold members of our own party accountable when they're engaged in wrongdoing, when they're engaged in policies that actually end up stealing money from taxpayers while simultaneously making the problem that they're supposedly trying to fix a lot worse.
Okay, I do want to say one thing, and we know Anna's full of shit, but guys, there is a problem nationwide with nonprofits, okay? And it's not just Gavin Newsom and Project HomeKey. It is TPUSA. It is like the nonprofit has become a money laundering scheme where there's like all kinds of like tax-free money movement to where you don't even know with nonprofits like who you can trust anymore, because they can become like a layering of shell companies. And so we have a nationwide problem with nonprofits and the money laundering that goes through them just in general, where everybody does, where they are where you go to get good activism. But what has happened is that like money laundering people have invaded the activism like behind the scenes to where it's becoming problematic, whether it's super PACs or political organizations or homeless helping organizations or charities. Like the whole nonprofit thing is just, you know, it's just a problem from Citizens United right on down the line. Okay.
So Project HomeKey began under the name Project RoomKey at the start of the COVID pandemic. And at the start of the COVID pandemic, it made a lot of sense because the idea was we have a massive homeless population in California. Many of them are living in tightly packed shelters or tent encampments.
And they're starting fires, cooking drugs,
highly contagious
attacking
virus.
Anna.
We're telling our citizens to shelter in place. We need to do something to protect people who don't have homes. And so what they started to do, the state started to use federal money that was provided through FEMA to rent out hotel and motel rooms on behalf of homeless people so they can shelter in place and not be in these tightly packed areas.
See, the thing about this is I think it sucks that this shit got abused. But guys, we did that here, okay? A friend of mine, the bar I used to work at, okay, was the 𝗙𝗙𝗏𝗏. And it got closed down during the pandemic. I was not working there anymore, but all of my friends from the 𝗙𝗏𝗏 lost their jobs. But that bar was on a lot with a hotel called the Jupiter Hotel. And that's what my friend Todd did. My friend Todd owned the Jupiter Hotel, and they survived by providing shelters for homeless people. And they did it for the entire early part of the pandemic. They provided homeless shelters. The Jupiter Hotel made money, were able to survive. And then afterwards, they used some of that money to reinvigorate the hotel, to do a remodel and reopen. And so it was like a win-win. You know what I'm saying? It was a win-win for the hotels and for the homeless people. You know what I'm saying? It was like the whole thing was actually good. And it sucks if some of that got looted or people were doing disingenuous shit. But I think a lot of people that were not shitty, okay, like actually did really good things with that program.
Right? Whether it be the shelters or the tent encampments. And I will be completely honest, I was 100% in favor of this. I thought it was wrong to just pretend like these people don't matter. We should find shelter for them. And that's what they did. Now, it was a very costly program. I don't want to lie about that, but many, including myself at the time, saw the program as worth it. So just to give you an example, in San Francisco, rooms were rented at $6,000 a month, which is nearly double the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment, at least at that time. So a few months into the program, Newsom decided that it would actually make a lot more sense to pivot from a temporary housing program to a permanent housing program. It would be part of this, housing first, permanent supportive housing policy that Democrats have really been championing in liberal parts of this country. Now, to do so, the state would provide grants to local governments like San Francisco or Los Angeles or Oakland, you get the picture, where they would take the grants and use the money to purchase excess hotel and motel buildings. Sounds like a good idea. And then what they would do, because there are state and federal laws mandating that they have to convert these units to provide kitchens and things like that, what they would do is they would then use grants in order to hire developers who would then convert these units into apartments for the homeless. Now, I remember talking about this on the show a long time ago, probably at the start of this program. It was when Karen Bass had mentioned that the state was doing this, and I thought it was a good idea. And
I mean, it does seem like a good idea, actually, but it's hard, guys. Like, this is the problem we have always faced. And I mean, we're facing it with, Trump in the government. The problem is once government money comes in, it's like too much oversight and you can't get projects off the ground, not enough oversight, and somebody goes in there and starts ripping shit off, okay? Because government money is always a lot of money and the government will overpay, okay? They do, in general, they overpay. That's what makes them the government, is they overpay in order to provide good value, but then it makes them a spot where people can take advantage of them easily.
Obviously, the whole point, the whole selling point was that this was going to be a more affordable way of increasing housing for the homeless, because we're talking about buildings that have already been built. New construction is a lot more expensive. But if you take the buildings that already exist and just converting them so they abide by state and federal laws and regulations, that's going to be cheaper. So let's do it that way. And I love that idea. I thought that was a great idea. But unfortunately, due to lack of oversight and due to the fact that this was really about a public-private partnership, a lot of fraud took place, and it's even led to criminal indictments. So on top of that, by the way,
See, the thing about this is fraud exists everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, fraud fucking exists like all over the place. And like, eliminating fraud is a very good thing, right? The further you get up the power chain, the more this shit happens. I mean, they're finding it with the people that were looting fucking welfare. They're finding it with people that have been looting Medicare. Rick Scott, my God, Trump's crony, Uncle Fester down in Florida was like $1.5 billion in Medicare fraud. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, fraud is a problem, but I don't like how she is fucking, like, she's trying to use NGO fraud or nonprofit fraud. She wants to get rid of Gavin. She just hates Gavin. But
HomeKey, which advertises itself as this effort at permanent supportive housing, supportive meaning it would provide mental health services to people in these units, did not actually allocate funding for the mental health programs. It was up to local governments to pay for that and to facilitate it in the way that they see fit. So when we talk about how much money has been spent on this program, so far there's been over, I believe it's close to $4 billion.
Dude, she had to dig deep for that number.
More money has been spent, or more grants have been given out since I published this piece, if you can believe it. But we're talking about around $4 billion spent. And during that time, homelessness has actually gone up. And when you
see, here's the problem. So, yeah, yeah, the local governments fucking obviously failed, okay? Because, right, if the state had tried to do everything, it would have been like, oh, you're fascist, and or it's better for the local governments to be involved. So the local governments didn't get involved, right? I'm sure there were mistakes all over the map, but here's the problem. The problem is homelessness didn't go up because Project Home Key wasn't perfect. There's no way Project Home Key was gonna be perfect. I mean, the problem is homelessness is just fucking going up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need more than just a single Project Home Key. You need every locale involved in this shit. We need some nationwide support. I mean, my thing is at least they're trying to do it. I mean, at least people are trying to like make a move, and they came up with an idea that even if it failed, like, all right, let's come up with more ideas. It's better than just arresting homeless people or doing what they try to do in some cities where all they do, right? You know what I'm saying? What they do all the time in cities is they just criminalize homelessness. And so the homeless move, right? That's what they did in Santa Monica. They made like no squatting laws. So then the homeless people just moved to Venice, or they moved like closer to the coast, or they moved inland to the nearest community. They move into like Mar Vista and Culver City. And then Culver City will pass a law, no squatting. And then they move, they just keep moving them like a snake to whatever community will eventually like not arrest them, and then that community has to deal with the fallout.
You think about the fact that mental illness or drug addiction is very prevalent among the homeless population. It is an issue that Project Home Key pretends like it provides permanent supportive housing, when in reality, up until now, they hadn't been funding the mental health care component of it. And that's a big problem. And that's a heavy lift for these local governments like LA, for instance. So just to give you some of the numbers.
She's like, oh, but let's just blame it all on Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom tried to do this great thing and it's not working that well. So we got to make sure that this sabotages him. All right. Dude, let's jump ahead and get to her fucking drug addiction here. Her personal
overdose was the cause of death. And a provider from Oakland, providers, one of them, a former homeless service provider from Oakland, who said that this was a really big problem and hasn't really been addressed appropriately. In fact, drug overdose was the cause of death in 7 out of 8 cases at the Airtel Plaza Hotel in Van Nuys in just 1 year, from April 2020 through June of 2021. And then a former homeless service provider from Oakland who I spoke to said this. I thought this quote was telling. Think about how stupid it is to place an addict in a room alone where no one can administer Narcan. So these flaws existed within the Project Home Key program from the very beginning, and no one has really cared about fixing it, right? Because you can have a really good idea, but you're going to run into issues and you have to recalibrate. The problem was, according to audits that were done on this program, there was no effort to recalibrate. In fact, there's been no tracking of whether or not these programs work to begin with. So Project Home Key, again, has cost the state more than $3.75 billion. So that's the exact figure. And in the 5 years that this program has been in place, homelessness has only gotten worse, which is a pretty clear sign that it's not working. So it's been in place since 2020. Right. Homelessness in California has skyrocketed in the 5 years Home Key has been in place, growing by more than 20%, according to the Public Policy Institute of California. That's an increase of some 36,000 people between 2019 and 2024.
Yeah, dude, that is so homelessness in California, 20% in 5 years. Let's just look at something. Okay, let's look at homelessness increased nationally from 2019 to 2024. Let's see what the national increase is. So it right here. Look at this. In the U.S., from 2019 to 24, U.S. homelessness increased significantly. There was an 18% jump nationally just in 2023 to 2024 alone. Okay? And it says right now it is a record high of 771,000 people, 40% higher than 2018. So I mean, her numbers are bad, a 20% increase in homelessness in California, but it seems to be lower than the national increase, which is 40% from 2018 to 2024. So I mean, Project HomeKey may not be perfect, and it may be failing on a number of levels, and it may have cost too much money, but it looks like California's homelessness is actually half of what the nationwide average is. So Anna, not only is she not espousing a better solution, she's not acknowledging that HomeKey seems to have done better than the nationwide fucking thing in the most populous state. And guys, in a state where California's kind of the optimal place to be homeless. Really, if you look at where do you want to be homeless, I think California and fucking Florida is literally like the spaces where to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? California and Florida seem to be the fucking the place, right? The optimal places just because of the weather, you know? I mean, you know, it's the most hospitable place to be homeless. I mean, here in Portland, it's the weather kind of sucks, but the people are way more tolerant. But I think she's leaving a little bit of this story like out of the whole deal, man. You know what I mean?
And again, no one has bothered to track whether the program is working, whether people placed in housing saw their lives improve, or if they return to the streets. The program's effectiveness is unclear, according to a critical 2024 state auditor's report. Now, let's focus on the city of Los Angeles a little bit, because I do think it's important to see that a lot of the money is also being wasted by overpaying for the very buildings that are being purchased.
See, again, there may be some waste going on with the overpaying. It is an ever-present government problem, but she is definitely using this. She has not looked like, for a reporter that she said she did this real clear politics like report on this, real investigative journalism. But Anna, I know you blocked me for the Happy Merchant video, so you're not, maybe you're not getting this. I don't know, maybe you're in chat right now on a burner. But I do have to ask you, how on earth did you do real investigative journalism and not look at the California numbers and compare them to nationwide homelessness numbers, which I just did the first time seeing this? It took all of like 2 minutes to start looking into that. I don't think you did very good investigative journalism there, because you didn't look at those numbers. And again, I'm feeling like you are so biased against Gavin Newsom that you're looking for an angle to attack him and the black woman, right? You, of course, have to attack the black woman who is the mayor of LA. We know how you feel about those black women, Anna. We remember your attitude during the Kamala Harris's election. Dude, she is trying to destroy Gavin, and she does not like black women in power, okay? She absolutely can't stand black women in power, okay? You know what I'm saying? She can't, right? She is absolutely fucking out for blood, you know? Dude, she does. She don't like the black women in power, man. She does not like the black women in power.
So in the city of LA, the Housing Authority used $48.9 million in HomeKey money to acquire and complete a building that was under construction. Developer Haroni Investments was chosen to construct a 75,105 square foot building with 127 units. But if you do a comparative analysis, a similar project in the area would typically cost roughly $18.8 million, according to experts who spoke to local reporters. 𝗙𝗎𝗍𝗍, and that's basically the government agency that gives the grants. Purchase price of $48.9 million represents a 165% profit at taxpayer expense.
See, again, That's a huge problem, just in general, with nonprofits and the abuse of government money. You know what I'm saying? Is it worldwide? I mean, it's a huge problem here in the US. It just becomes skimming, right? Everybody gets in and they start skimming from the government. They were doing it back in the 80s when they were charging the government, right? You get a government contract and then they're charging, a hammer is $700. Like that's what was happening in the 80s. Somebody would get a government contract and you look at the invoice and they're charging $700 for a fucking hammer. You know what I'm saying? And thank you. We appreciate you gamer trolls that are coming in. Thank you. Yeah, no one cares. All right. No one cares. Look at that. We got 800 viewers, right? And you gamers that are coming in here trolling me, you have 0 fucking viewers. Shut the fuck up. No one cares. No one wants to listen to your fucking spittle. And fuck you, Andrew Tate got shit on, right? The guy, look, here's your buddy. Here's your fucking idol. There you go, fuckers. Gamer shitters. There's your boy, Andrew Tate. He's on the mat. Let's go. Fuck you. Oh, there you go. Clip that. Nobody fucking cares. Whine, cry a fucking river. All right.
That's insane. That's just theft of taxpayer money. 71% of the units under the Project Homekey program in Los Angeles remain vacant because they're still unfinished, mostly. That's the main reason. But local government officials keep doing these ribbon cutting ceremonies where they pretend as though the units are ready to go. They completed the project, but the projects aren't completed. In August, city officials held a ribbon cutting ceremony, even though the building that I just talked about, that they really paid a premium for, was not yet finished as of December, meaning as of this month. The LA Housing Department's website says the building is not yet built and there are no listings available for units in the building.
Dude, yeah, you know what's so funny is again, dude, none of this has anything to do with Gavin Newsom. Okay. Like, I mean, she could do an expose on like the company's looting. Let's break down the company. You know what I'm saying? Let's break down the company. Let's go after these nonprofits. But dude, she's, dude, as fucking 𝗙𝗍𝗶𝗃 would say, right? Good old Walter Sobchak from The Big Lebowski would be like, Anna, you are out of your depth. Oh, Anna. Oh, Trumpy. Oh, dude, this is what happens. This is what happens, Larry. This is what happens when you vote for Tucker Carlson. This is what happens, Larry, when you watch Tucker Carlson in the ass. Dude, oh, shit. Yeah, man. Dude, you haven't seen a troll yet. I know, I ban them real quick, but I put it on top chat. So now they can't even do it. Now they're just screaming into the void, right? They can post that shit and nobody's going to even see it. Eventually, you know, oh, you're going to come in here with 5 burners. We just top chat it. But dude, yes. Dude, Anna, you're entering a world of pain, Anna. Anna, you are entering a world of pain. Oh, dude, you know what's so funny though, guys? What's so good about it is like, I feel like the gamers they saw the Andrew Tate post of me telling him to get fucked on, loser. Dude, they saw it. We are out there, boss. Oh, shit. Let's go. Let's go, dude. We are out there. Oh my God, dude. Anna. All right, let's see her summation here, boss. Let's see her sum it up. Look at that face, dude. Oh, look at Anna. She's like, dude, she is so in love, right? She is so in love with fucking, you know what I'm saying? She is so in love with Gavin Newsom. Dude, it's like crazy. She is like so in love. All right, here we go.
California? No, he wasn't. There was a civil lawsuit against Shangri-La, but why wasn't there a criminal case against him? That's what I want to know. Why did it take the feds getting involved to do this? Overall, HCD, that's the housing agency in Los Angeles, or California, I should say, awarded the Shangri-La a total of $117 million in grants for 7 housing projects The only two projects that Shangri-La managed to complete amount to 174 homeless housing units, costing the state $672,000 a pop.
Dude, that's brutal.
The 5 that they never
Arrest
completed
them.
went into foreclosure because
Let's
they were
go.
just using the money to pay off credit cards, apparently. So you might be wondering, okay, there's a lack of oversight. Maybe the state legislature should do something about that. And to be sure, they did. They voted unanimously on a bill that would enhance oversight of the Project Homekey program. And guess what? Gavin Newsom vetoed it. He said that the oversight would be redundant. It can't be redundant if there's no oversight to begin with.
Oh.
So when I say that
You got him,
Newsom
Anna.
is a target-rich environment, this is what I'm talking about. And if you want to beat the Republicans, if that's what you care about the most in the next election, be very careful about who you vote for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, you could end up voting for Tucker Carlson. Dude. Shit, boss. Oh, my God, bro. Dude, yeah. She finally, at the end, one thing Gavin did was veto a bill, right? Right at the very end there. Oh, crazy, boss. That is wild. Dude, the whole thing, right? Did he have a statement why he vetoed it? Let's look at it. Let's look at Gavin's statement. All right, let's see what he said. Dude, I don't know what bill it was. Do we know what the bill was? It was something about oversight. We may have to look it up. Let's do Newsom. Oh, AB 255. Okay. Thank you, Natalie. All right. So Newsom statement. All right. So he signed 794 bills into law on housing and affordability, transit-oriented development, fiscal responsibility, and where did he veto 255? Let's see what we got. So he took office with a $13 billion surplus, right? And fucking left with a $46 billion deficit, right? Let's go. All right. So, yeah, I'm not seeing his statement. I don't think he made a statement. Do we have a tweet? Oh, it does? Okay. Gavin Newsom veto on home key oversight. All right. I'm not finding a straight tweet. Let's go, dude. Andrew Tate's burner. It is. I mean, isn't it funny though to think that like whatever it is, like there's a person out there that is so preoccupied with me that they are just thirsting for my attention in some way, shape, or form. Dude, it's pretty crazy. is pretty crazy. I mean, that kind of behavior, though, is a reminder. It's one of the most satisfying things about getting out of the gaming world, you know, is like, oh my God. Right? And it's like they just have hundreds of accounts, dude. Right? It's like wild. But, you know, all that we have to do is fucking keep fucking erasing them, you know? Right? Dude, hey, man, if that's what you want to do with your life, dude, it's like, good. I'll keep building a YouTube channel and you'll keep building nothing. Right? Dude, isn't that funny? It's like, that's what they do, bro. Like, you're literally doing nothing with yourself. All right. So what does it say? It says he vetoed the bill to create a new state certification system for sober recovery housing. All right. And that was the bill. So the bill wanted to create a state certification system for sober recovering housing, which, I mean, guys, I guess I fucking sort of understand, like, why he would do that. And I mean, here's probably one of the things. You ready? Here's why I think he vetoed it. All right. I'm not going to read into it because I'm going to guess. Okay. Because guys, he's done. Okay. He is done. He is. He's at the end of his term. He's going to be a lame duck over the next year because he's going to be out like helping campaign for the congressional thing. Right. And so his term is coming up, right? His term is expiring. And I think he didn't want that state certification bill on the books if the fucking a Republican may win the state. Like, they don't know. They're kind of up in the air. It's not guaranteed. Katie Porter flamed out. I thought Kamala Harris was going to run for governor. I wish she had. I think she would have been an amazing governor, but I think she's decided to maybe run for president again, which is too bad because, like, you know, like California is not a guarantee. So, I mean, I think maybe he just vetoed it because he didn't want that thing to end up like not under his supervision while putting it in place. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wanted Kamala to run for governor, dude. She would have been a shoo-in. She would have been an easy dub, man. You know what I'm saying? She would have been an easy fucking dub. Right? Let's see why. Let's ask why. So he argued that the new oversight measures were redundant because state already had similar reporting requirements in place. He pointed to the Housing Accountability Unit, which he directed to increase enforcement of existing laws and new reporting mandates. All right. Right. Oh, you found his veto message? Great. Thank you, Natalie. All right. And then he said that bills requiring annual evaluations would create unnecessary ongoing workload. I mean, that does create a whole nother fucking layer of bureaucracy, right? And he cited fiscal responsibility and regarding the recovery housing, he claimed the legislation was unnecessary because they already issued guidance. All right, let's see his tweet. I mean, I think maybe he would have done it if he would have been in charge. But he said he's returning 2903. Oh, see, this is a different bill, though. This is 2903, right? This is reporting cost and outcome data annually to the agency. I want to increase accountability. We already have measures in place. So he's saying that they already have measures in place. This is 166, monthly reporting of outcomes. Right? These reports will be made publicly available. So I guess he's saying that other bills do the same shit, right? Dude, he vetoed a bill in October that would have required private equity and hedge funds to obtain attorney general's consent before acquiring healthcare facilities. Oh, is this is the right one? Is this the right one? All right. 2903, but I thought it was AB 255. But so basically, it looks like all he's saying, right? All he is saying is that all he is saying is that it's redundant. Like they already have things in place that should be doing the job, which I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Guys, I'm not in the middle of this, so I don't know exactly how to, like, you know, how toxic or not toxic he's being. Oh, AB 2903 is the right one. I got it. I see what you're saying. But, dude, I feel like I have to get a refresher on all this. But he's definitely corporate. I mean, dude, California is pretty corporate. Guys, there's a reason why California is the, you know, fourth largest economy in the world. And that is because of Hollywood. It's because of Silicon Valley. It is because of, right? I mean, it's kind of, you know, there's the schools. I mean, they're, you know, the ports, yes, absolutely. And I don't know, man. I feel like he did a pretty good job, though, of protecting the farmers and the undocumented, right? Which was a pretty big part of California's, you know, there's a huge undocumented workforce, you know, but strongly worded letters. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what shakes out. My whole thing, though, is my thing about this is less about Gavin Newsom. Oh my God, look at that, dude. I still have the fucking, dude, I still have the freeze game. All right. Right. Dude. Yeah. I don't think Gavin Newsom is my first pick. He's not my first pick, but if he wins, dude, right? I mean, dude, this may be though, right? This may be the most Gavin Newsom screenshot of Anna's we've seen, actually, because something tells me that she wants to fucking, like, she wants to grab Gav in that realm. Guys, don't you think, dude? Don't you think that that's the most honest Gavin Newsom, Anna Kasparian screenshot you've ever seen? Dude, oh Lord. Dude, she would hate Bone, dude. She would absolutely do it, I think. All right, guys, it's time though. It is time. Thank you to everybody. Dude, the people that are showing up, all the new people, dude, my Twitter is growing again. Dude, my Twitter was dead for like years because I was losing more than I was gaining. But now we're growing again. The YouTube channel is growing. Everybody's coming here is nice. We are switching times. We're going 8 to 11 p.m. in the new year with an occasional like Friday and Saturday night, late night. So we'll still hit a little bit of late night. But we are like Sunday through Thursday going to be 8 to 11. I'm getting on a more normal sleep schedule. I am going to be streaming Fortnite on my Twitch channel like one day a week or one day a month. I don't know, here and there on Saturday afternoons. I'm going to do a little gaming because I do want to get my voice back out and fight some of the red pill shit that's out there in the gaming world. So we got a lot of crazy shit that's coming in 2026, getting ready for those elections and trying to grow some more. All right. So yeah, we're going to be going back into that gamer troll fray. Jesus, help us, right? And somebody did ask if the Mariners were playing the Dodgers, I would be voting for the Mariners. Okay, I love the Mariners, dude, but the Dodgers are like my childhood, boss. I'm always gonna love the Dodgers and anybody but the Mariners, and I would be voting for the Dodgers because they're like, you know, and I love the city, man. Dude, I fucking love the city, boss. Dude, the city, LA, dude, is crazy. And I think my son's gonna move to the LA at some point too. He's living in New York City now, but he wants to move to LA. That's his ultimate destination. But now, you guys, it's dance party time, baby. Let's get it. Let's get the cardio. I think baseball needs a fucking money thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, baseball needs a salary cap, like the NFL. It does. I mean, you gotta have some sense of parity that like prevents people from fucking spending 10x what other teams are spending. All right, we ready? All right, if there's a mod in the house, you can keep track of chat. I'm going to live chat for the thing. If the trolls show up, we're going to just ignore them, right? Like, we're going to let the trolls be trolls now. They can, but if you're a mod in chat, you can certainly fucking just hide, right? Any trolls, you can hide them from fucking what have you. If you notice them for the dance. But we're going live chat for the dance, boss. Fuck the trolls. To the trolls, nobody cares. Keep it up. You ain't gonna stop me. You got nothing. I own you. Fuck Andrew Tate. Dude, he's on the mat. Oh, right? This is real manhood, right? Real manhood is woke. Woke 2.0 coming at you. Let's fucking go, baby. Oh. Let's go. Dude, put up the photo of Tate on the ground. There he is. There he is, dude. Let's go. There it is. There it is. This one goes out to Andy. Faceplant Andy. And all his minions. Oh, let's go. It's a little deja vu. Takes me back to July 21st, 2022. When you got your ass flattened by a 50-year-old Fortnite streamer with pink hair. Let's go! Oh.
Been here before.
All right, guys. Again, another beautiful night, guys. I want to be free. I want to be free. Not me. Free, yeah, yeah, yeah. Freedom, yeah. Freedom, yeah. Freedom, yeah, yeah, yeah. Freedom, yeah, yeah. Whoa. Come on, baby. That's what we're fighting for. Hey. Somebody said radiant. Let's go. Thank you, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Hey, I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about